Bounce back for futures here to kick things off this morning, coming on the back of a pretty dramatic sell-off into the afternoon yesterday. We did get a bounce back into the close late in the session, but here we are this morning with a nice gap to the upside. Tech leading the way back higher, which is good to see after what we heard yesterday out of the White House and potential for 25% tariffs across some China deliveries for some of these semiconductors. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit. More bank earnings this morning. We'll touch on that as well. Really not moving around as far as financials are concerned. More importantly, however, we all made it here today.
We did.
In what has been just an absolute crazy snowfall and snowstorm that's continuing outside right now here in lovely Toronto. But I mean, it's Canada, so it's winter, and I don't know why, but everyone seems to be shocked when it snows here.
It's not, everybody really should know. This was earmarked for us for a while now. What always surprises me is the disdain on people's faces when they're on the subway. And the subway was packed today. Nobody was driving. So interesting look. Good morning, guys. There is a whole lot to talk about today. A lot of chip-specific news. Brendo mentioned it at the top there with the 25% on certain AI chip imports imposed by President Trump yesterday, but there's been a lot of backlash, quite frankly, as well, on the approval for the H200 export. Also, Taiwan Semiconductor blowing the roof off earnings, all-time highs. Again, Brendo, it's picking up ASML with it, which is up 6.5%. SanDisk up 5%. Applied Digital, a lot of microchip names really making the move this morning.
Somebody already asking Sean if he drove the Tesla today. That would have been an absolute disaster, I think. Sean, it's great to have you here. First of all, it was an earlier morning than expected, I assume, when it came to trying to get out this morning. I mean, the crazy thing is, I mean, downtown it's snowing, but I mean the roads are snow covered. But overall, I mean, it could be worse, I think. But as soon as you go that next layer out of the downtown, it's
going to be way worse.
It's going to be way worse. So
I broke the snow today. Like, I never break snow on the sidewalk. Like, it was fresh. Right. I was doing the carving out because I was out so early. So that was the first for me.
I mean, God forbid there's a snowplow out at when it's snowing around the city. But
we don't pay any taxes.
Anyways, Neil is off today. Obi and Sean, and guys, what do you think? Is it a snow day or what?
Good morning.
No, it's fine outside, of course. Yeah, no, it was like
snowblower sales are up.
Yeah. Having 13-year-old sons that don't wake up in time to help shovel, that's what's up. But now, now that I'm in work, he's up now. I just talked to Marissa. Yeah, he's awake now. But yeah, no, there was probably at least this, like, on the top of our car was at least, like, I'd say 2 feet maybe, like a foot and a half, I guess, with the drift and everything like that. I'm not sure. My son went to bed last night saying, like, because now he looks at the weather app because he's like the snowboarder now, so he's always checking out what the snow situation is. And he goes, Dad, there's supposed to be 14 inches or something overnight snow. He's like, I'm almost certain school's going to get canceled. And he was right. So school's canceled. They don't cancel school very often in Toronto District School Board there because it's such an important aspect of childcare and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So they don't do that, but they did today. But yeah, no, thank you. I'll be going long on Uber today.
Yeah.
I had this maniac Uber driver, but he got me here on time. It was great.
Crazy prices.
Yeah, it was a little surge pricing action. Actually, this is the funny thing. So I looked it up in the app, and it was $65. Because I was out there shoveling. Marissa was out there shoveling. And I was even messaging Brendan. I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell is going on. Because I could bring in the SUV. There's no way I was bringing in the Tesla. Although the Tesla, I think, would have been, I saw some on the road. It was okay. I think if you had snow tires. But anyways, Obi and I can talk about this. Yeah, don't show me on the screen.
The plows were pretty.
The plows were not non-existent. I didn't even.
I mean, these roads out here are fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're not.
Honestly, all night, and
it is still snowing like crazy.
Yeah, it's still snowing, so they're gonna have to do.
Anyway, shout out to my Uber driver. The guy was taking no prisoners, man. He was acting like there was no snow whatsoever. So, and I was saying to him, man, good thing you have snow tires. He's like, yeah. And he looked. I told Brendan. He was driving. He took some side streets, and I feel like he almost wiped out into cars that were parked. And a couple times he looked back at me. He was like, everything all right? Everything all right? I was like, yeah, man. I'm just like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm glad that you're driving. But that's the other thing, man. Like, doing services, like that's a great shout out to Uber and all the drivers out there. Thank you for keeping the cities moving, really, to be honest with you. I mean, it was, I had a great experience there. But yeah, the Nasdaq right now up 0.91. How was your trip in? You were a subway guy, right?
Not too bad. Yeah, no, I had to definitely take the car today. So
You brought the car in?
Yeah.
And you were fine?
I drove in and then my dad drove back. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
man.
So not too bad. We got the a Forerunner TRD, so this weather is not too bad at all.
Yeah. We have a 4x4 as well, but this guy was in some sort of a Honda CRV, and it was actually pretty good right there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We are live every day at 8 a.m. right now, and wow, TSM. Like I came in and you and I started immediately talking about silver. Obviously, we'll be talking a little bit about that precious metal pretty soon. But there's TSM up 5.5% on good beats. And I saw someone in the chat say, was it a surprise that they wound up beating? And I don't think it was. I think Sharif nailed it right there with some of the shrapnel being fired off to ASML. I mean, that's even up more than TSM, right? And LRCX, I haven't even looked at this yet, but I assume this one kicks up as well. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Lamb Sharif up 8%. So there's a lot of stock moving around. And then, of course, we talked about it yesterday, and we were looking short. You know, we hit some Intel shorts yesterday as well. And then we saw AMD start to go to the upside. Nvidia yesterday couldn't get going. And remember I was saying that this barcode area right here was pretty interesting for me, and that if we were able to ever get long around this 181 yesterday, that was going to be a good trade. And there was some movement on that 25% tariff talk, and now today we will talk more about that as well. Up 1.2% here, as maybe all is well in Chipland. And the bank's not so bad today to start with as well. Green tea, Obi? You know, I've started switching over.
I switched.
Yeah, when we go to, you've switched now?
Yeah, it's just, because like I'm just like, what I'm realizing is like sometimes the coffee gets me really jittery.
Really?
Especially if I'm having like 2 or 3 cups a day. It's definitely not the best for decision making. I find my fingers.
That's a lot of analysis
right
there. That's a lot of analysis.
It's more of like a slow drip. It keeps me calm and focused, and I can have like a couple cups.
Yes, I think a green tea has like about half the caffeine of a normal coffee there. Caffeine don't affect this guy none, man. That's the one thing. I switched, so when we drop, like when we used to go to hockey, even at night, 7 o'clock at night, I'd get a coffee or whatever. I've switched over to green tea. My wife is still all about the coffee, but
I think I could never drink a coffee after like 5 or 6.
Yeah, my brother's like that. He can't drink it in the afternoon. So
messes with the sleep.
Ooh, Beyond Meat. Ooh.
Protein
drink time. This is really what this is what they're talking about now. You know, protein's been pretty hot. Trading higher Beyond Meat. In the Beyond Immerse protein drink. This product is available in 2 different flavors. Okay. Protein's been pretty all the rage. You know, like right now we talked about Starbucks putting in their protein milk and into their lattes and whatnot, and their powders, and now you get Beyond Meat with a little kick up there. Adair teased this yesterday that Beyond Meat was going to release something today.
Yeah.
Really? Protein powder?
$1 break, maybe. That's what I'm seeing here. Relative volume in the pre-market as well. Got about 2 times, but we'll see. How much volume has this thing done? 46 million. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, no, it had some good volume yesterday, and we were talking about it trying to break through the dollar. So I think once it does break through the dollar, that's funny, Jay Bronson. That's my new thing when I go, ooh. Because yesterday a couple days ago, we were taking that 550 out. And every time it was going up, I was like, ooh, that was nice. Another one in there. All right, having a good time today. Google 338. It's we talked about the bank stocks. So yeah, Morgan Stanley today and Goldman Sachs. You know, it's finally nice. Well, who knows what's going to happen here? This is very, very choppy, but we'll wait for some action over here on Morgan Stanley, and then here's Goldman Sachs as well. Obviously, with the spread where they are, it's going to be very hard to decide where exactly these stocks are trading. But it looks like Goldman down right now, and Morgan Stanley up. So both companies reported earnings here before the bell. Morgan, $268 a share versus $241. Goldman Sachs, 14 versus, just as better than expected, 14.01 there on their earnings per share for Goldman Sachs. So, all right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I like silver, man. Silver is holding it pretty nicely here. I wanted to look up. There's a post that one of my pod members posted yesterday here. Basically, TD Securities they entered a short position on silver, and basically, I guess starting to or either fully gotten blown out of it there as well. I like the chart. At the same time, we've talked about this trend that's been holding since about November November 20th. Beautiful trend, a bit of a false break here on the 31st of December, maybe another false break here on the 8th of January. Gap up continuation, not necessarily a gap up, but again, you want to be watching the silver futures to really capture the true price action on this one, because again, it does trade around the clock. So this right here, we talked about this one yesterday, breakout of that 82s and change, 82.60s roughly. That ultimate high is sitting in and around 83.70s. We're kind of trending above that. And last night in the Blue Ocean session, Sean, it just came in with a straight puke off of the open since 8 a.m. So you can see here, this is what happened on the futures.
I don't want to go
right
short.
there. Yeah, I like it. The selling pressure started to come in a little bit here already. You can see in around 8 o'clock last night, all the way from 92s, slamming all the way down to 86s and some change, and then kind of stabilizing after that. So I do have eyes on silver today. Let's see if we can hold below this 90 level. We're already starting to sell off coming into the open. You can see volume spikes already happening here on the futures. So SLV will definitely be on watch for me today. We're already breaking that prior day low right here. So let's see if we can find some support.
I found a note for you.
Thank you very much. Christmas.
There you go.
123.
Just wanted to say hi to you.
Hello as well.
Hi, Christmas. A little late on the name, though.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas? Was it all right?
It was okay. It's not bad. Yeah. How was yours?
Yeah, it was all right. It was great. Christmas is just about spending time with the family and then watching the kids just open up all the gifts, man. And then the recycling the week after, like outside, because everything's Amazon, eh? So they ship you all these boxes and everything. You get these kids, and it's just like, oh my God. But yeah, no, Christmas is a fun time around these joints. Okay, thank you so much to everybody for watching today. I mean, it's a big day. For me, it feels completely different because of just what's going on outside. So I'm going to lock in here, get all focused up, and we're going to get some good plays. And I think silver is going to be on the top of my watch right here, especially with a little move down, just moved down $1 in the last 10 minutes. So we'll see if I get this frog out of my throat. I think I'm going to go run and grab a quick water, and we're going to throw it back over to the desk, man. Lots to talk about today. Financials, TSM really boosting it out. Brendan and Sharif, this Beyond Meat protein substitute, you guys super jacked up for this or what?
Sharif was just mentioning to me the focus on protein, or the increase, I guess, in interest of focusing on protein over the past couple of years has just gone through the roof. So eventually it was inevitable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this has kind of been in the fitness community, bodybuilding community for forever, Brendo. I mean, high protein, high fiber, quality carbohydrates. I mean, that's just the ABCs, so to speak. Yeah. But I don't know how I feel about Beyond Meat's protein and Beyond Meat's products in general. I mean, I'll give anything a try, but can't promise more than that.
Silver on a bounce right now. Yeah, huge move down to 79 here early on this morning. If you zoom in a little bit, we came into 2 days ago, or I guess 3 days ago, resistance level, and then it was support. And then we're bouncing right back up. So whether or not we'll get an actual sell-off here for silver today remains to be seen. But gold downside, silver downside, worth noting. There are a couple of, looks like conference calls happening right now, but nothing popping up in front of me as far as what's moving around. But I mean, these metals have been just outrageous.
A bit of a de-escalation yesterday in terms of narrative anyway. President Trump, I think, in the Oval Office saying that, it looks like he's communicating through back channel contacts with some Iranian officials who, according to President Trump, assured him that there was like a slate of executions that were supposed to take place yesterday, and it looks as if those won't be going ahead. So it seems as if, the tensions may be going down. Video shows something else, obviously, but the market reacting here to some reduction in tensions, let's just go with that.
Which is never a bad thing, let's be honest. Whether or not we get a change, it's Wednesday, or what day is today? Thursday. It might come at any point. I want to go back to, Sean, you were mentioning the whole Christmas idea earlier. I have a bit of a pet peeve with this. Walking through our neighborhood, it's amazing to me.
Oh boy.
How many people still have Christmas trees in the
window. Lazy. I always make fun of this balcony right in front of me, Brendo. So it's like 4 low-rise buildings on my cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah.
So we can kind of see each other. And they're notorious for this. Every year, I've lived there since 2011. The tree comes down February and late February.
Wow.
I want to walk over there and just have a conversation with those people. Yeah. I'm like, I'll take it down for you guys.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I'm a hard Boxing Day
Right
by
away.
lunch.
Right away.
Like Boxing Day by lunch, it's behind our building in the garbage dumpster. So I don't know, Sean. What do you think? When's the cutoff, the official cutoff, before it's just?
Well, are the Christmas decorations down at Sean's house yet?
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're down. So they just went down this last weekend because I kept on asking Marissa. I was like, when are we going to take this tree down? And she's like, leave it to me, leave it to me, leave it to me. And yeah, so she took it down. We took it down this weekend, Sunday. So, but yeah, the decorations. So actually, she made a funny post about it. She said, I got to get, because we still had these like joy to the world pillows out and everything like that. And it was just like, it was getting to be too much. So she's like, eventually we got to get rid of all these. So we did put everything away finally. A lot of the like Christmas knickknacks and stuff go earlier. Yeah. But the tree stays up a little. The tree is right now in the front of my house because it was garbage day yesterday, and I don't think the guys came around to pick up the trees. So I think they're coming around today, or maybe they're not now. So yeah, we have a natural tree. We talked about that. So you got to put that outside when it's your garbage day around here, or recycling. I don't think about it. We here in the city where I live, anyways, in the city of Toronto, they do. 1 week is garbage, then the next week is recycling, then the next week is garbage, and so on and so forth. So sometimes you got it, because I know my parents. My parents live in Oakville, and every week you put out recycling and garbage.
Yeah, that's how.
So yeah, but I wonder. That's an interesting one. I wonder if people still have their Christmas stuff up. February to me is like, that's too late.
Yeah.
But I could see, a week or two after. I mean, we have the kids. I don't blame Brendan. Just like let's get this thing out of here. There's no doubt about that. And I think that if we didn't have kids, probably we would as well, but it's not like the kids care that much about the tree anyways. But yeah, I don't know. You guys get your tree up or down, or what's your story?
This year it was down by Sunday, so.
Down by?
Sunday.
Is that
No, by Sunday. It was down by Sunday. So like
what
Christmas was on Thursday, right?
Well, it was on Thursday,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, mine was last Sunday. That's why I was getting confused over there. So yeah, it's not really a pet peeve of mine too much, but I do think February is an interesting call. I don't think anybody was that. I'm going to ask my mother here if she has her tree down. I'm sure she does by now, but yeah, no, it's Christmas was fun, but today is very, very Christmassy outside. And if you are in the city of Toronto, drive safe or anywhere in the GTA. I was messaging Neil earlier this morning. He's the same way. He's like, his place was a disaster. So he has an appointment today. He doesn't know if she's going to be able to make it there. But yeah, there's many more important things happening in the world than just simply the weather here in Toronto, of course. But yeah, I know I see some people in the comments there about Iran. I mean, we've seen oil markets move on some of that as well, right? And we saw, it's CLG is our look right here. So let's have a quick look at the February 26 light crude right here, $59, moving around a little bit here today, down 4%. So, I kind of made that call earlier, and I thought that the way that oil ripped up there could potentially have fallen back in. There was a multi here. I'm going to go on to, I don't know if you heard, I saw Jose yesterday and was mentioning a little bit about XLE. This was looking like a monster breakout here. If you go over to, I don't know if it's a weekly or a daily. This is the energy ETF. This goes all the way back to basically 22. So October of 22 is where we just took out. And now you're looking to take out this level from the spring of 24. So you're looking for a major break here into the XLE. And we saw Chevron, we've seen XOM, we've seen many of these names. And of course, this is just a select spider, so it's just an ETF holding many of the names. We can look them up, but that looks like it could be a decent breakout. And then of course today, XLE is getting faded a little bit downside. So we'll have to wait to see if that could have been a potential top there in energy. Let me know in the chat what you guys think right now about the energy play. It's looking short to me. CVX, there was news yesterday about Luke Oil and them getting some business over there. So that's what sort of sparked up Chevron. And now that's heading back to the downside as well. And then OIH, the oil holders as well, was pulling back when I looked at it earlier. And again, not as much volume, but that should probably pull back as well, and that's on a breakout. So a lot of these energy plays, I don't know if you've been looking at energy the last little while. I know you've been on the show, it seems like every day over the last couple of weeks, but oil, energy plays, definitely something that we should look at today, Obi.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even notice until you mentioned it. I just pulled up the CL1 contract right here. Yeah, yesterday, right at 3 p.m., a little bit of a sell-off there. Beautiful reversion kind of coming back in, over 50% going into, I guess, the after-hours session there and pulling right back into prior day's lows. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching some of these stocks here. Let's just go. This is the first time I'm looking at it as well alongside you guys. So I just want to see, let's define some levels here. Okay, so there is some support or resistance that could potentially turn into support here. A bit of a trend break over the past few sessions as well. So let's see how stocks like, you know, CVX and friends are doing on the day today. So we did, I guess, get a little bit of a sell-off right there. It was at around 3, yep. So from 169 all the way down to 167s, and then trading a little bit lower today. And we can see we've been bidding up pretty nicely. This was that gap up from the Venezuela news right there. We pulled back all the way into 155s, and then, oh, sticky keys. And then pulled all the way back up into some of those reference prices at the same time as well, back into 168s, 169s yesterday. So yeah, we'll see if the selling is on now on some of these names. Of course, if crude oil starts to continue to the downside, I'm sure CVX might break a bit of this trend here. So this was intraday, but we can just scoop this up and see where that falls here on the multi-day right here. So we've already kind of started to break that down. Coming into the pre-market today, something else that I'll be watching is USO here, which is the United States Oil Fund, and you can see similar kind of a move back into some prior structure. So let's see. The only thing for this one, Sean, is that even if we do sell off, this has been kind of a range. It's been kind of a choppy area, so not really. There's a lot of supports, there's a lot of resistances, so we'll see what it really does. And again, commodities, they kind of do their own thing a lot of the time. So I'll have eyes on some of the names like CVX to see if there's continuation, because there was recent news. There's probably recent participants that were positioning in on this as well. And if they're starting to hit some stops, then I do want to be involved with that one as well.
Yeah, we like, I definitely like the oil play. And of course, that was yesterday. You showed that move down there at 3 p.m. was when President Trump came out and was sort of trying to ease what was happening there in Iran. So talking about some of the killings had stopped, and I don't know, it's a very political mess over there, and we're going to figure out, well, it's not really, they're just protesting, but it was the fact of Trump came out and was sort of starting to talk a little bit about that situation and, you know, maybe de-escalation, which would be nice. I don't know if that's exactly what's happening or not. We do see lots of protests. Sharif mentions the protests that were happening over the GTA over the weekend as well, and I think that that's something that's obviously important for the people of Iran. So we'll see if that can get going today. And I hate talking, it's a sensitive issue, right? Because I hate talking about like the price of oil is moving because of conflict, but that's the market that we live in, unfortunately, these days, and that's the market it's been. I mean, energy's been like that since basically the beginning of trade, right? I mean, we have to focus on the nations that control, and that's what we saw with Venezuela. It's just funny that Venezuela is supposed to be like the largest deposit. Iran is not too far behind them, and those are the two countries that are, I'm trying not to do that. Those are the two countries that are up in turmoil right now, so. Yeah. Okay, guys, it's 8:23. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you still do hit the subscribe button as we're going to hold that 550, get going on that. We actually found out that YouTube goes through all these audits all the time. So what happens is if you get accounts that are potentially, you know, robot accounts or whatever, sometimes they get wiped out, right? And so right now, we believe our channel is going through some of that as well. So help keep the subscriptions high and hit that subscribe button if you have not. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I love getting those notes from people that say, like, they're in the top 1% or whatever of viewers of our shows. That's awesome. Keep those coming, man. Send those to me on Instagram. That happened near the end of the year. That was awesome to see some of that. And I know that we see always the same people in our chat providing awesome content and new people today that I've never seen. So thank you to everybody for coming through every single day to watch us. We're on at 8. We're off at 4. Guests covering all the markets. We've got OB here today. And I think if it's planned, Brendan, I'm not sure, but I think the midday is going to be Sharif and Adara again. So we go back to the future. which was one of the original
OG
sort of
setup.
setups here that we had on sort of phase 2 for our midday show. So, all right, back over to the desk. It's 8:25. I'm working on it. I've got silver already written on here. Potentially some TSM, potentially some Beyond Meat or not. And other names to come, energy names on watch as well. Thank you so much. Here we go. Whenever I see things like this, I told Neil I'm going to be putting up good comments whenever I see them on here. And it is right here. Thank you to One Life to Live. Keep these things going, man. And this is thanks to Obi. We want to thank Obi for coming through and providing, allowing us, bracing us with his presence. And I said to Brendan, man, what would we do without you? We've been taking a lot of time off and everything, and Obi's here. You're a regular now, so thank you, Obi, for contributing so much to the show. 97,000 on Bitcoin here. You think 100 is going to be a wall there?
Here's the thing, man. Like you know how Bitcoin moves. We can swipe up in a few minutes or just an hour, and we'll be right back above 100K. So we'll see. I think it's holding up pretty well. If we can reclaim 100K, maybe that brings some participation back in. I don't know, but we've been making higher highs, higher lows pretty much for a good chunk of the week here. And we got Adam James abroad with the super chat. Oh, good morning, beautiful TTV live people. Good morning to you as well. Shout out to Joey Pitbull Options. Posted up after surgery. Prayers and love. Let's have another great day. Yeah, we wish a speedy recovery to Mr. Joey Options. And I think he has another one as well. Thank you very much. Please check RILY, boys, and if it has room to run. Okay.
Riley was a big, I think they split or they got reverse split or something. Maybe not, but this stock was a nightmare, dude. I don't know if you know about this stock. Like this was, here it is on the weekly. Ooh. Like this was an $88 stock, and now it was $5. Its low is $2.50. Its high is $8. So its high is $8.28 on Riley, and you can see right here. Thank you again, Abrod, for all of that. But yeah, up 47%. So I have to apologize. I do not actually know the news here on RILY.
I think it's earnings today.
Is it earnings?
Yeah, that's what I have on my chart here. It's earnings. And yeah, if you're looking for room to the upside,
30% short float.
Yeah, exactly, right? It could definitely squeeze. All I see here, this is an hourly chart. If we're going to fill this gap here, and this was prior earnings, I'm going to assume, where we basically had a flush from 16 all the way down to $5 or sub $5, that's sitting about 14 halves. So it's definitely got some room to go. If we're going to revert the whole move, then yeah, $17. So that's where that selling came in. That's the reaction high, I think, right there. The reaction high right there at 17. So
all right. So yeah, I mean it's a 30% short float. So that could be something that we definitely need to watch out. Watching some banks here. Goldman Sachs going lower. Goldman Sachs now down to 9.12 it looks like here. So they're starting to tick a little lower. These banks, man, they can't. I feel so stupid because we got out of a little bit, but basically nothing of JP Morgan, and we had talked about getting out near the top before these banks came through. They just were running so hot. We've seen them get failed before off earnings. Pretty much they all had decent calls. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo was hit yesterday. And I think part of the talk, too, is the worry about this whole credit card premium that they're going to be able to potentially sort of leak back, and that is the 10%. Like everybody that's paying down their credit cards are paying 25, 30%, something like that. The Trump administration was talking about capping that at 10%. And then that would, and then people are thinking, okay, how would that then affect some of the reward programs that some of these credit cards offer? And I know for myself, depending on certain purchases, you can get 4%. 1% on others, 2% on others, so like gas, groceries, travel, all that kind of stuff. So I think that if there is a big impact at all, Capital One was the one that got hit, as one of the bigger credit card plays. Uh-oh, is that not loading? There it is. They got hit pretty good as well on that. Oh, they actually battled back. Ooh, they battled back okay, down to 230 right there. I didn't even realize that was down to the 50-period moving average, but that's a good little stock to take advantage of this dip if you do believe that that's not going to happen. And I just think, I tell the wife everything, use the card, man, get the points, and then we'll just pay it off at the end of every month and don't accrue the interest. Get some value from that, and I think that if that changes, then it does change the landscape for a lot of these banks, which just, the credit card business is a net win for them, obviously. So, and Affirm, there as well has been doing pretty good off of some of this news. I noticed that PayPal does the 1 for 4 thing as well, where you can pay once or you can split it into 4 payments on interest not applied to that as well.
So there's the Klarna thing as well.
Yeah, Klarna, PayPal, Affirm, all doing here. Before I'm going to throw it back because obviously we're talking too much here. But Affirm. Oh, actually, that's Pullback as well. So this was trying to break that $80 mark, and I remember we talked about that, and I almost chose this as one of the plays there. Oh yeah, Obi. You're here now.
Yeah, I know.
So how are you feeling about this short, my guy?
It's fine.
Right now.
Well within range.
That's why the play was interesting because you're going to be short down here around $3. It's now at 4.20. So
nice.
This would be an interesting one. Sit space here, trying to get back to $5 and change. Okay, here we go. So wasn't sure if we were going to have Luis today. I'm sure it's not a snowstorm where he's located, and if it was, we have much bigger problems than Sit space right now. So we're very, very happy to have Luis again coming through, talking a lot of small caps. These guys have built their own scanners. He's been in the game just as long as the rest of us. Smart individual, Luis Barbado. Let's go back over to the desk. We'll bring on our guest of the day.
A couple of numbers coming out here, guys, at 8:30. We'll get to those just real quick, and then we'll bring in Luis. I'll jump down here to 8:30, and we'll get some of these Canada manufacturing data just coming through. Negative 1.2% versus negative 1.1% expected there. November import-export prices due. Whether or not we'll get this on time remains to be seen. Well, we're also supposed to get initial jobless claims here. I haven't heard that number coming out here either. So there was expected to be a couple of, there it is. U.S. import prices 0.4% versus a flat print expected there. So that's on the import side of things. Philly Fed Business Index 12.6, get this, versus a negative 10.2 print. So negative 10 expected comes out positive 12.6 on the U.S. Philly Fed Business Index. Continuing jobless claims, 1.88 million on the week versus 1.9 million. U.S. export prices there up 0.5% versus a flat print expected. So a couple things still trickling in there. Overall, the market seems to like that a little bit back to the upside for the futures at this point. So I'll keep an eye on those data points. There was a couple of space-related stocks moving around, and that was on the back of an Amazon note. I just brought up Amazon there, moving higher as well. Amazon LEO satellites to be launched by Arianespace on February 12th, which is the answer to Elon's internet blanket that he has over the entire globe at this point. So Amazon LEO satellites to be launched by Arianespace. So SPCE popped up there on that. Amazon also making a little bit of a move to the upside on that as well. Okay, let's bring in Luis Barbado from, Barcelona. Probably not as... It's really snowy here this morning, Luis. It's good to see you as always, but I mean, give us a weather report maybe just to make us feel better.
Are you sure? It's a Snowstorm here actually. It was pretty cold last week. I'm talking about 12, 14 degrees.
Okay.
Now it's 20 or something like that and sunny. So we have a beautiful day here.
We'll live vicariously through you at this point. It was, when I walked out my door this morning, it was minus 22 Celsius.
Wow.
And there was easily probably 15, 20 centimeters of snow on the ground. So yeah, it's winter. It's Toronto, it's Canada, it's winter. What are we gonna do?
Someday we're gonna do a Trader TV show here in Barcelona.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Let's definitely make that happen. Let's touch on where we're at with this market currently, because a lot of different things to focus on, a lot of different areas of the market moving around. How's your week or so been here? What have you been looking at?
Well, we have had a couple of runners for the last couple of days, moving up 400%, 600%, a couple of stocks. So always when this happens, we have few days where this light up the market and we have more runners, more gapping up. So it was a quiet end of the year and a quiet start of the year. Talking about gapper up. we have like 20%, 30%, 40% gapping up every day, few stocks, but we didn't have any runner. Once we have one runner, we see the next days a lot of moving up, like today, SPHL moving almost 300%, another one 80%. So it's good news for a small cap when we have one runner, one black swan or out of the normality, you know?
All right, let's get into the nitty gritty here. What is top of your list so far this morning here? I see a couple of things moving around. A few people mentioning this Riley as well. We can get to that in a second, but what's top of your list?
That's not the top of our list. We have, first of all, what we always do is look for the stocks we traded the other days. And we have this let me check, it's ARRL, this, oh, it's AMEX, sorry. Oh no, sorry, ROLR. There you go. This ticker was moving up a lot yesterday, and today we're looking for what we call the first dread day. So yesterday moved up like, I can show you here, hold on. You see from $3 to $32 up, and today we're looking for what we call the first dread day. So if it opens weak and it trades below VWAP, we're looking for shorts on this one, okay? I'm already short around 222, and just push to the VWAP, we want short there. We set up of course, it's a very volatile stock, so your stops are a little bit more wide, maybe 23, 24, until that prices, the short scenario is still alive. So we're going to short every pop on this one until pre-market highs. And it could go down a lot. So it's a long-term, let's say long-term during the day, a long-term run. If it goes below 20, 19, 18, $15, who knows? It comes from 3 yesterday. So this is the first thing we do. Look for the setups or stocks we have traded the last days. And then we go for the stocks that are moving today. And top of the list is this SPHL. Bad news on this one is that we don't have shorts on this one. Locates are very, very expensive. So far it's holding pretty nice over the VWAP. As you can see, it's holding over the VWAP. So I think we will see another push through high. So everything above these $8 and the VWAP, it could be a nice long today.
All right, OCUL, another one here, about 2.5 million shares. This one looks like it's right up your alley. We topped out around 14 bucks early on this morning. Coming back in right now, trying to hold 13. Very thinly traded, it looks like so far, but this one up on news after the close yesterday.
Yeah, news is not that very, very small cap. I think I'm talking memory. I haven't checked yet. It's very, very thin level 2. The same. If it's trading below pre-market highs and below VWAP, it's good for the short on our side. It's not the typical pre-market mover that we are looking into. So we take only a trade if it's very clear here.
Just from a higher perspective, a lot of people have been talking about or complaining about the fact that I checked this morning, the VIX still 15 and a half kind of thing, volatility very, very low. Talk a little bit about how that overall lack of, aggression, lack of movement in the futures, in the overall bigger market, can affect or cannot maybe these types of stocks, and why, as a short-term trader from an intraday perspective, maybe in this market type or in the type of market where the overall bigger names aren't really moving around a lot, there's more action and more opportunity here.
But that's one of the reasons that I always defend the small cap war, because every day you have opportunities, no matter how the market is, if it's weak, if it's strong, if it's volume or not, there will be every day 3, 4, 5, 10 stocks that I will moving up because some news. Take into account that most of them are biotechnology or pharma companies, and most of them are very, very small companies. So one news on this kind of a stock, it moves a lot the quotes, because maybe they don't have any drug in the market. They are just investigating. I investigated in the laboratory about one drug. So any small news on this one is going to move a lot, and it's going to trade a lot of volume. So that's one of the reasons we trade a small cap, because the opportunity is always there, no matter how the overall markets are. And I think, talking about the overall market, we haven't seen a lot of volume on this, but the volume maybe it's in commodities like silver, gold, that are moving a lot, very sharp up.
If you see something like silver, it's funny you brought that up. I was going to ask you about the simple fact that the volatility in the metals has been higher. If you see something like that, how do you stop yourself from saying, I'm just going to trade this like a small cap, because right now it seems to be moving around like a small cap?
Yeah, actually, you don't stop yourself. You are more like experienced trader, and you try to be a little bit versatile and try whatever is moving, you try this as well. But of course, first of all, you don't trade like a small cap because it doesn't move like a small cap. And you have to be very, very patient for the setup to appear. It's not that you try to do a lot of trades on this stuff. You wait for 1 day or 2 days when the setup appears. We tried yesterday. It didn't work that good. We went short against these pre-market highs. We went short around here, adding around here. We hold a lot. I was expecting the movement to speed up when it broke $82, but it didn't, so we stopped out in the movement up. A little bit bad luck because it seemed like it's going to be today, the short, but you trade different. I mean, you look for only one setup and you don't chase the trades and chase the profit on this kind of stocks if you are specializing in small caps, of course.
All right, let's just do a quick recap here. Give me your top three as we head towards the open.
Yeah. Top three, SPHL, only longs. We don't have locates, only longs if it holds above $8 or VWAP. BNKK, this is moving very sharp up. It's trading in $5 now, moving up 80%. Very interesting stock as well. Easy to borrow, so you can go short on this one. And AUID, this as well, is moving up right now 60% with strong news. So let's see if it holds over these prices. We might see the $2. Always check for dilution if it's very likely to dilute the stock, offerings, and so on. So these are the main three tickers today, together with ROLR from yesterday's move.
If anybody wants to get more information or ask you a few questions, where can they find you? What's the easiest? Give them your X handle or wherever they want.
You can find us on Twitter. I think that's the easiest way. A-Day Trading. I will write it down in the chat. But A-Day Trading, that's our Twitter. We are in Barcelona, and we train traders all over the world. So if you want to learn small cap world, small cap trading, we are here to help you.
Luis Barbado over in Barcelona. Great to see you. Great to get some ideas once again this morning. Enjoy the 20 degrees over in sunny Barcelona today.
Thank you very much, Brandon.
You know what? Thank you, Luis, again. You know what would be cool? Maybe we could talk to Luis about this a little bit, would be to maybe have him come in during the midday when it is sort of small cap time with Joe and Sharif. And then he had just mentioned that he trains traders to trade small cap names. I mean, that would kind of be cool if we saw them while the market was open. So maybe we'll try to, we'll work on that and see if he's available to do that, because I think that'd be awesome to sort of see how that scanner maybe works. It's up to Luis. See how that scanner works real time. See some of the positions maybe him or one of his traders gets into to just to discuss it, because it's one thing to do it pre-market, and those are the opportunities that are there, but it'd be kind of cool to see how you manipulate and use the strategies while the market is open. So thanks, Luis, for coming through there again. And I love how at the end he's like, yeah, we're in Barcelona. It has to throw that in there. But yeah, no, it's great to have him. And one of our original guests, you know, Luis has been supporting the show here for a while. And I remember when I was working on floor development, I spoke to Luis a lot more than I do now. So shout out to him, and thank you for the continued support. Look, I have silver and Amazon written on here, and there's that roller stock. I mean, we had talked about that a little bit yesterday, that high roller. You have the chart up right now. It's not, I don't know here, what's it doing right now today, ROLR? I know we just looked at it right there, but $21. Like this had quite a day yesterday, man. Just up a couple halts in and around the space there. And now we go up another 12% today. Watch out for ROLR one more time here today. And then we talked about CITIS as well. SIDU is upside there today. And you guys probably have a lot of names that you want us to look at. You know, yesterday, stocks like Rocket Lab and stocks like Astis and ASTS Mobile. all these names just keep on flying around, you know, like another 2% here. ASTS today, I mean, it's down, but it's still moving around. This has had a huge run as well. We were trading this name, I remember, on the India launch right there. We were thinking about going long on that break, and then it went whoops to the downside, and then since then, back up to the upside. But it's kind of why I like Amazon right now, talking about this Leo launch here. That's going to be a nice upside tailwind, I believe, for Amazon here today as well. So a couple nice ones. You like that High Roller Technologies?
I mean, I got eyes on it right now. We saw how crazy of a move it had yesterday, the halts, and again, was talking about some of this with my pod members after hours, and there was one place here that you could get involved and basically throw your stop in and look away until it actually gave you a strong reason to sell. And that was through the opening range high. You can see that initial halt up that did come in. We got to about 17, so $17 was the price that we identified as one of the best places to get in, sure, in retrospect, but you can see here that was a halt up, it pulled back in, it kind of consolidated underneath, pulled back in. So if you took this breakout, kind of just risked into some of this, the volume that comes in, so maybe down to 15 halves or even 16 30s, you can see this little pullback here only comes down to a low of 17.14, not even breaking that $17 level, and then we're off to the races, step up, step up, step up, squeeze until the exhaustion and some of the intraday backside comes in, bringing us all the way back into a low of 17.58. That was the close. So we never even broke that $17 even after a strong flush all the way from 33.60. So I'm watching some of those prices from yesterday, prior day, open, high, low, close on High Roller, and we'll see how today's price action interacts with some of those reference prices. So that's how I have Roller on watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one there to 845. You know, some biopharmas moving around here as well. People want to talk about BMNR. Look, crypto at 97,000 is pretty interesting as well there for Bitcoin and for IBIT. Not that it's moving around that much, but that's a nice move that we've had over the last week or so on the space, in the space. BMNR also dancing. BMNR dancing a little bit, like IBIT's doing what it's doing, but then BMNR right here in the pre-market moving a little more. And we know that this doesn't follow as much with Ethereum as IBIT does crypto with Bitcoin. But BMNR right here, still underneath VWAP. I think I like this for a break long today. We'll see. Yesterday, it did have an upside play before obviously falling back in, and pretty choppy yesterday once it was gotten to the afternoon. So let's see if BMNR can get going as well. Not a horrible break idea here at 33.50. And then I don't know. I was thinking about Meta today. I don't know if we get down to 600. I sure hope we do not, because the market would have to give back pretty much this whole 1% to do that. But that's an interesting level as well. We had a huge move up for, not a huge move, but about a 10% retracement back for Meta, maybe a little bit better than that. And now you're starting to fade out on that name as well. And then Apple yesterday. And I know these are just Mag 7 names, but the Nasdaq's up 1%. Here today, and you see Meta's not moving around too much, Apple's not moving around too much. So what's really lifting all of these names? It's just going to go back to the chip space. And our big story today is going to be TSM, Lam Research, ASML, all really starting to kick off. I mean, TSM was a great report and is taking out all-time highs. Although it has come back in, you were showing me a chart. We don't have to discuss too much about it, but ASML started to take off here again this morning. I mean, nice bounce off 1350 all the way up to 1365, sorry, 1340. Now that's even coming back just a little bit. So yeah, it's strange. The Nasdaq continuously pumping here while some of these other names coming back in just a little bit. So I think it's going to be a long day, man. I mean, I'm writing down some long ideas on here. I do like short on silver, so we'll talk about that. But I like the long on Amazon. I think I like the long on the market if we can pull back a little bit here as well. So yeah, we're starting to get ready to rock, man. You got to get our watch list. Make sure you do scan that QR code when it comes up. That's Beta Pro. Check them out as well. We do have Sharif's Daily Note. You can check that if you are a member. It's $5 a month. It's super cheap. It's 13 or 14 pages daily on all the stocks that we're covering, plus more. Join Sharif on the midday when he runs through all the stories there as well. But we're going to go back over to the desk right now. Yeah, RBC Capital upgraded ASML. I just saw that right now with a 1550 price target. So that's starting to kick around ASML to the upside. That's been such a Such a great stock. You know, Sharif, you remember, Sharif, when ASML fell down there, and I can't remember what level it got to, but I know that, see, I was going to say, because I knew Sharif was looking at that. I think he to take a saying from Neil there, I think he wet his beak down there maybe, and it was been a great trade. So congratulations, Sharif, if you're in that name, but that was a great pickup by you. Nice.
I appreciate you, Sean. Yeah, ASML is one of those ones where you just really had to pack the patience.
Yeah.
Brendo, I wanted to mention for all the viewers, the morning note, I had forgotten to put the link, funny enough, for the morning note. I've taken care of that. You guys can go ahead. The link is there. It's working just fine.
Why don't you run through it on how to actually find that, if anyone?
Absolutely, yeah. It's super simple, guys. So if you're looking for something in the morning and you're not really sure exactly, you want something a bit more in depth, just click the join button right here, right below our video. Just go ahead to join. For those who have already joined and you don't know where to get it, let me just take the opportunity to show you right here. You go to the Trader TV homepage. I'm not sure what this is going on over here. There we go. You go to the Trader TV homepage, and then right under posts, right there, click posts. And then it'll be the one that says members only, big infographic there, Sharif's morning note. Just hit read more, and then there is the link right there. It'll generate right on a PDF. You can view it. Phone, mobile, everything works just fine, guys. So I just want to mention that in the morning.
Good news. Lunch is coming today.
Hey.
Officially.
All right.
They called it on the breakfast, but yeah, apparently they're going to try. They're leaving right now to deliver lunch.
Jeez, Louise, where are they coming from?
He's saying triple the time to actually get here and deliver lunch. So. I know.
What are they at Randy's house right now?
Here we are complaining about food delivery. Like,
where are they coming
I'd like to know where they're coming from.
I don't know.
Jeez, Louise.
I wanted to mention BlackRock here, just from
the guy.
higher, obviously an $1,100 stock. No one's going to be looking at this today, but it's worth mentioning. We sit here and we talk about, or almost it feels like we sit here and wait for the banks to come out and disappoint. It's been many quarters in a row where we've been kind of waiting for banks to say things are bad, consumer is bad. Right. Hasn't come yet. I mean, here's another quarter almost come and gone where they've come out and beat once again. BlackRock, these numbers are just getting
ridiculous,
mind-boggling for this stock. Assets under management for BlackRock, $14.04 trillion. That's up from $11.5 trillion, which is like, just to wrap your head around that, it's just unreal.
It's unreal, but it's more indicative of the K-shaped economy that we keep talking about. Brando, BlackRock, obviously high net worth, high value clients that use their services. This is their report, guys. A monster report. Revenue up 25% year over year in Q4 of last year, up to $7 billion. That easily beat the estimates of 6.69. Profitability's through the roof, Brendo. $13.16 per share in earnings. That's up 10% as well, exceeding consensus by almost $1. And as you mentioned, assets now on the verge of taking out 14 trillion. The rich got a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like we were saying, it's more than most countries' GDP.
Ridiculous.
It's unreal. And that's on the back of JP Morgan coming out the other day saying they're making $150 million a day, including Saturday and Sunday. And that's profit. That's not revenue. That's profit. $150 million a day. BlackRock, guys, I don't know. I don't own this thing. Do you?
I don't. No, I don't.
Sean, like BLK is just a monster.
Yeah, no, I know. I was looking at BlackRock myself right here and just looking at this weekly chart for them. And you might be getting a breakout like right now. So BlackRock trading at current price 1120 or so, I believe. Yeah, 1120 there. So yeah, you are getting a breakout right now on the weekly all the way up to here. So that's, yeah, I think I agree with you guys, man. That number at JP Morgan is insane. I saw their quarterly revenue numbers was absolute, or net income numbers, crazy. Break it down to the day, you get 150 a day, insane. But yeah, as the market keeps on maturing up, man, assets keep on getting worth more and more. And then as assets get worth more, a company like a BlackRock just takes more and more money from the VIG, right? I mean, I was thinking about that myself. Like when I was talking with a money manager, it's like they want 1%. If you give them $1 million today, Obi, they take 1% from you. That's fine. Yeah. 10 grand manage my money. But if they actually do their job, then that $1 million becomes $1.2 million next year. And now that 1% becomes $12,000 And then if they're continuously doing their job for you, that 1.2 million becomes 1.4 million. And then all of a sudden that 1% becomes $14,000. And then you're looking at, say, hey, look, over 3 years, sure, I've made money with some of these managers, but at the end of the day, you know, the fees that you pay are the fees that you pay, and these guys keep on collecting that. And we talked about the upside there with JP Morgan and some of the credit card and how they just have built this sort of moat around them with those trillions and trillions of dollars of assets under management. BlackRock has basically created the same sort of, you know, advantage for them, and scale. It's all about scale. And BlackRock today, it won't be a very tradable stock. I wonder if there has to be an ETF or something that is potentially 2x, that's maybe a $20 or $30 or $50 name that we can maybe look at for BlackRock. But yeah, very, very interesting there, and just continues to get higher and higher and higher. You know, will they beat the S&P 500? I mean, I think you can always get into a low-cost index fund and manage your own kind of money. But yeah, up and away for BlackRock, man. I don't think these guys are going to be failing anytime soon. So, you know, unless a position gets blown out, we talked about that on silver. So, not that they're one of those, they're into that, but BlackRock, yeah, I love this space. We talked about how good financials are heading into the year. Obviously, they've had a dip here with the first round of earnings, but I do like BlackRock up 2% today, Obi.
Yeah. So guys, PDS Biotechnology, that's PDSB on the Nasdaq. It's transforming how the immune system targets and fights cancer with an initial focus on HPV-16 positive head and neck cancer. HPV-16 can cause head and neck cancer, and more people are facing these high-risk cancers than ever before. HPV-16 positive head and neck cancers are projected to become the most common type of head and neck cancer in the United States in a few years. Learn more at pdsbiotech.com. Yeah, man, I think BlackRock is just one of those that, like you said, you start to accumulate assets, and more people believe in you, more and more people believe that you can create some sort of a return, and then it just makes a lot of sense. And yeah, their growth has been absolutely tremendous over the past few years. Let's see how the stock has been moving. I'm just going to go straight to a 3-month right here and take a look at a much higher time frame. And yeah, sure, it reflects that of those of the markets, some of the other ones as well. But yeah, very well they've done for themselves even since inception. Some of the BlackRock story is crazy. From inception to now, the type of growth that they've had, and it's starting to really you know,
It's insane.
Get pretty crazy.
Oh, I
wonder if they're hiring any traders.
Shut up, Obi.
That's a lot.
Right there. Never thought about that aspect. Yeah. So that's just the VIG is like the percentage that they take on top of everything, right? So when you're gambling, you know, and DraftKings, they never give you 1-to-1. So you'll have to pay 5% or 10% back to the book, right? Just like poker. You know, when you pay the house. So right there. But yeah, okay. Look, it's great to have Obi here. It's 8:56 right now. We're going to be talking financial. Like, pick your space today. Look, you like tech names? We've got, I mean, it's TSM day, right? I mean, they're up, everything's up there. You want energy? We saw energy down 4%. Crypto's trying to approach 100,000. BMNR moving around. Someone said something about BMNR and Mr. Beast. What's up with that? And then we've got, so that's the energy space. We've got financials moving around. It's their report as well. Lots of stuff going on. And if you like protein, we've got Beyond Meat protein for you. So we'll talk all about that. And if you like protein, you can trade TSM, right? The largest provider of poultry.
Okay.
Tyson Foods. There's no story around poultry. I don't. Yes.
Mr. Beast.
Ooh.
So Tom Lee actually invested $200 into his company.
Oh.
So it's not necessarily BMNR itself, but Tom Lee actually invested $200 million into Mr. Beast holding company.
Holding company. Okay. Oh man, I saw a report. Mr. Beast said, "I have no money in the bank." Yeah, okay. I'm not sure where it is then. But and we have to actually start this with my kids. We saw Mr. Beast. The first, was it called Beast Games? Did you watch that on? It was filmed right here at Downsview Park.
Really?
The first Beast Games was filmed right here in Toronto, and part of the because he created a whole basically encampment for everybody, right? And that was right there at Downsview Park, of course, where Rogers Stadium is. And then season 2 apparently has started on Amazon. So that actually reminds me, because we're always looking for something to watch with the kids. You know what we're watching right now with the kids every night, just for something to do after dinner or whatever? Abbott Elementary. You seen that?
No, I haven't.
Pretty good show there. It's an inner city school in Philly, and it's kind of in the the same format as like an office where the teachers will talk to the camera and everything like that. So it's a lot of fun. That's a great show if you have kids. Abbott Elementary. I think it's pretty fun. It's a good show.
I've been watching the show called Solar Opposites. I don't think it's for kids, but it's definitely from the same makers of Rick and Morty.
Ah, is it a cartoon?
Yeah. It's basically a cartoon.
And which platform or where do you watch that?
Netflix.
Netflix. You heard of Crunchyroll?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Crunchyroll's pretty.
It's another subscription that for some reason I pay for. So yeah, Crunchyroll. My kid is loving
Yeah.
Crunchyroll. We got him a big projector for his room. So
Oh, nice.
Projects.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he downloaded the app and he was showing me some stuff there. And you know what he actually runs? I should find you the picture.
Yeah.
So we have a cat. We think the cat is about 4 months old. We rescued it. Anyways, he runs when he's at school. He runs the projector and puts like a YouTube cat. And it has birds going everywhere, so the cat like jumps at the wall to try to like attack these birds and everything. Yeah, so that was really awesome. So he's doing that right now. Our cat is something else. I know you're a cat.
Can't do that on a TV though. Like I've tried that. I've tried that on my TV,
Yes,
and
you had to get up.
she'll like jump. She'll like try to catch things and start to scratch it. I'm like, okay, you're.
Yes,
you're
I'm watching the Raptors game here. She's watching the ball go back and forth, and she's jumping at the TV. I had to swat her away, man. Yeah, that's a good point there, Obi. I don't think this.
Projector is a great way to do it.
Well, Marissa has the spray bottle because it's just a, and so every time it tries to jump up on to get the food or whatever, we try to. I'm like, don't spray that near the TV over there. You know, you got to be careful of that. But yeah, cats are pretty awesome now that we have this new kitten. So, but still a dog guy, but the cat is something special. So you guys, well, I know. I think they're dog guys behind us. Dogs or cats back there?
Dogs, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, cats are crazy. No, they're crazy. They're nuts. Let's
read them.
Let's have a look at the market here and giggle.
Absolutely. 690.37, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the SPY. We're well above that now with the market up 0.45 here, up to 693.46. So look, we're going to say 695, that clear area of resistance that we've had trouble with over the last few days. I don't think we've really cleared it on a decisive basis. As you saw, though, yesterday's sell-off took us below 690, but we were able to reclaim that on the move later on as the market caught a bit of a bid. So we're going to say that 690 area again as our first level of support, 695, Brendo, as resistance.
All right, free stuff for you if you choose some free stuff. Down below in the description, top link will get you to the sign-up page for that. Has everything you need to know in the pre-market, comes right to your inbox. Again, all you need is your email, and you can have that for absolutely nothing. There's lots to talk about this morning, however, including chips back to the upside. That's Nvidia right now, trying to get back to pre-market highs here once again. But we're running into some levels that have come into play over the past couple of days here. This thing's been chopping around for a week now in this range. 185, 186, though, might be a problem spot.
There's a bunch of, obviously, headlines today on chips, Brendo, so let's get right down to them. First and foremost, a lot of pushback by both some Republicans and most Democrats on the export of the H200, saying basically you're just playing into China's game. So more on that later on the midday show. Then separately, President Trump imposing a 25% tariff on select high-end chips. We're talking about the H200, the MI325X under national security concerns. That there are many different exceptions for that, so you can go ahead and have a look at the morning note to find out what. But Taiwan Semiconductor really leading the way here, as well as it should. Record fourth quarter, Brendo. They posted 35 year-over-year percent jump in Q4 profit. Net revenue reached 33.7 billion, topping estimates. Net income 505 billion new Taiwanese dollars, really crediting here high performance computing. We are talking about chips made specifically for AI data centers.
AMD, worth noting, a little bit worse off right now, guys, but overall good to see. It's been, this group has been relatively weak over the past week or so.
You want to talk about TSMC quickly?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I just pulled up the AMD chart, and yeah, the same similar story here in terms of some of these chips gapping up and pushing to their highs there. You can see AMD pushing that 224, now 230s in the pre-market, so that's interesting. I'm definitely going to have that on watch now as well. TSM coming in with a bit of an earnings report in the morning. gapping up and definitely causing some of the fuel on this chip gap up here. 349.99, Sean, clean top. So if we can break through that 350 coming in off of the open, I like the gap up and push. Maybe the opening drive giving us some action through that level. Let's take a quick look at a weekly chart here. I want to see if there's anything in and around that 350 in the past. No, these are all-time highs, Sean, on TSM. So I know, as they say, blue skies past the 350 this morning. So I like that.
I like to say that as well. For me, I was looking there. I mean, we've already talked about, let's just talk about some of the other names that continue to go up here, like ASML up 6% today, LRCX. You know, these are the makers of the equipment and whatnot of a lot of these chips, obviously, as TSM, same kind of way, up as well. This is up 8%. Lamb taking out or looking to take out highs right now. And I think we might have just did it right there. Yeah. What chart is this? 220. Yeah. Okay, that's right. I was just going to say that is a very aggressive move into earnings. But okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's drop that down because Lamb used to be a huge, expensive stock. Breaking there 220. So yeah, I think this is again clear sailing here for Lamb. You could probably think about getting long. Right now the spread is 50 cents or so, 60 cents. So I would say pull back into VWAP, everything. Whenever there's a gap, we look to play the VWAP. So thank you to Brian Shannon for that saying. But so there's the gap. Wait to see if it can hold VWAP right there. Whether or not you put an anchor somewhere. If you put an anchor anywhere lower, you know, you're not going to get support that you need because those supports are going to be around like 210 or so. So I would say, you know, back to yesterday, that is 210. I don't think we fall down to there. So I would say wait for VWAP. I also don't mind the 200 period moving average as well. That's 220. But I've traded this all week, and we've been positive now for 3 straight days on Intel. It doesn't mean that we're going to be positive again. We actually went short, I think short 2 of the 3 days, long the other one. But I just wrote down here $50. Like, you're getting pretty darn close right now. You're basically up nothing. The Nasdaq's up 1.1%. This is up half. They have some get up to go there. If Intel has the momentum that I think it could have today, we would definitely have a look near $50. And then I want to play the break, Obi. I think that there's key levels in stocks. And even dollars are one thing, but 50 even, I mean, that's a pretty big milestone for this name. And, you know, let me just zoom this out a little bit here on Intel just to see where we go. Like, this is what the stock looks like, man. I mean, you've pulled back into the 50 period a couple times. And I guess if I have to call up a weekly chart to see the last time we were up here, but 50 is right into here. So there is going to be some memory up here. Now, I don't, look, it could easily be a short, but I have to put it on the note today, and I think we have to talk about it because it's just this level. This goes back to December of 23. So you're back into two years into this level for Intel. What a dramatic kind of 2 years they've had where we based out for a long time down here near 20. We heard the government taking a spot, Nvidia taking a stake in them as well. And now all of a sudden you're right back up to this 50 mark. So the question is this, will it get sold through $50 or does the fund continue and we break 50 and then we look at 51, 50 and $52? So for me, Intel has to be on watch there today. And you know, we traded Nvidia yesterday. It was a good trade, especially near the end of the day where it started to rip to the upside. We actually got stopped out, if I remember, when we started to break. I think it was the 50 period down into there. So we did get stopped and didn't enjoy that move higher. But today, the move looks to hold. We'll see if we can hold 185. Talk about another key level there, 185 for Nvidia. But Obi, this doesn't excite me as much. Whoopsies. Why do I have this even up? This doesn't excite me as much as Intel. Why? Because
yeah, it's in a range.
There's in a range. So I'm not sure if 185 is even that key. So I'm going to be looking in the chip space today, that is for sure. And my look is on Intel. So we'll just have to wait. I have it up on the screen. We'll wait to see what it does. But I like the $50 break, and I think it's worth a long trade there on Intel if it does get up there. Nothing wrong with shorting it if it gets to that range. Let's figure out how it gets there. All right, if it's screaming, Obi, and we can read the tape, asks are getting lifted, then I think it will just smoke that 50, and we go on with regularly scheduled programming. But I like that trade. Sticky note, I'm just finishing it up. It'll be out very, very shortly. That's my talk on chips. That's Obi's talk. Now let's go hear about this rally that may or may not commence or continue with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, about 3 or 4 days in a row here to the upside for Bitcoin, as we said, to come back on. This is just IBIT. But you get the picture. Back to 96-ish here on renewed positivity. There is, it seems like, anyways, I mentioned to you off camera, I was listening to Kathy Wood's weekend video that she puts out sometimes on the weekend, and she was talking about the disconnect of the correlation between equities and Bitcoin seems to be growing, and there's actually more and more correlation with metals, the silver move, the gold move that we've seen over the past couple of weeks here. So I'm not sure if that's positive or not, but IBIT back higher here.
Personally, for me, that's positive because, I mean, if I always jokingly say this, if I want to punch into the Qs, Brando, I'll punch into the Qs. I won't punch into Bitcoin. So it's nice to see that it's actually being used as a risk-off asset, or, yeah, risk-off asset here in this case. So fresh 2-month highs, guys, moving up to 97,850. That pushes the year-to-date gain to about 10%, give or take, pulling back a little bit down now, though. But attention does remain on the upcoming vote at the U.S. Senate Committee tied to the Crypto Industry Oversight and Regulatory Clarity. The market views, potential progress and a clearer crypto framework as a medium-term tailwind. And then over the last 24 hours, more than $380 million in crypto liquidations occurred, mostly people having to cover their short positions, getting basically short squeezed, and their open interest, Bitcoin's open interest, also rose alongside the price, which points to fresh positioning rather than, just purely short covering. So that's another thing to keep an eye on there. And then that $100,000 psychological resistance, that's going to be, the main thing that we got to clear.
It seems like we're going to go back and forth through that many, many times before it finally decides. But I just saw Ethereum 3 days in a row. Higher as well. So, I mean, if you're watching IBIT, 55, maybe 54.80, good support level. Obi, thoughts?
Solid hold of trend is what I'm seeing here when I look at the chart. This is just a daily here. And you guys normally see a lot of my charts, and usually there's a lot of indicators and trend lines and whatnot, but Bitcoin is probably my most simple one here as well, because again, I think that Bitcoin does follow technicals pretty decently. You can see here, 2023 holding a much higher time frame anchored VWAP here, nice little consolidation, and then push, flag underneath that prior high, and we broke out of that 70 mark that I keep reiterating. This was pretty key, and a bit of a trend here. I know the trend line's not necessarily perfect, but trend from when this strong bid did start to come in and lead us into this multi-step breakout here. So this most recent pullback, the pullback that we had from 126s, came all the way down to 80K. That right there, bit of a trend hold, roughly, if I do say so myself. Bit of a trend hold there. I was looking for a potential push back in, but we're starting to consolidate and push back higher. So yeah, bit of a multi-month break like Sharif just mentioned, with some increasing volume as well. So does that mean the 100K is in sight? I think it does raise the probabilities there if we do push this prior double top in and around this 95 with increasing volume. Yeah, that 100 seems a little bit more likely to me as well. But yeah, if we can kind of just continue this momentum, we still have a ways to go. 107s, 115s, 116s, and then back to 125s if we're going to continue this much bigger picture, multi-month, multi-year, higher time frame trend as Bitcoin starts to step up. I do want to reiterate, though, I said this yesterday, it feels like we're still well within mid-cycle. It doesn't seem like we're at the end of this cycle. If there is going to be an end, everyone's saying that, oh, this cycle's different because of all the participants and the banks and everybody that's kind of holding this asset now. But here's the thing, I've heard that cycle after cycle after cycle.
Right.
So
never stops. Right?
They always say it's different this time. Guess what? It probably isn't. Let price action do the talking. I'm just going to try to listen to the chart and the volume.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think that's the right thing to do here. I was going to say another play here would be this. This is the 2 times daily XRP, so the Ripple ETF. Obviously not doing too much volume today. Well, 150,000, but it's just one big print there at 8 a.m. The idea behind this name, of course, is just another coin to look at, another opportunity to trade. This looks actually pretty good that it's just broken through this 1150 mark right there. So if we do get I don't think we're going to get, I mean, we might get a fallback in Bitcoin, but if we do, nothing wrong with trading XXRP. I think that this one, obviously it's been getting crushed. You can clearly see that. But down into here may have based out. Now, you never know where the bottom's going to be, but I think if you can go long right there and then watch out for this 1150 to possibly break and get you out, I think the risk to reward here on a, you know, as Obi had mentioned there, maybe a super cycle coming for crypto, getting back to the highs there, bouncing off some key levels. We've seen it happen before where we've gotten flushed and made new all-time highs. So, you know, watch out for XXRP to do something very, very similar here in this space. And then we had that story with Mr. Beast, BMNR Tom Lee investing into that. I don't know if that's going to rally anything here, but BMNR does do great volume, already done 3 million shares today and at the 50-period moving average. So again, in another sort of pump job there, we've come back in and done real well holding this 26, 27 mark. So BMNR crypto looking to go pretty good. And then if you're looking just for Ethereum itself, then this is where you go to ETHA and just so much volume. And as you can see, BMNR up 1.5% while Ethereum down. So this should be an interesting play as well. Looking to break out, Obi. I mean, this is not a horrible level either right there on the daily chart, right? Holding the 50-period moving average, holding the 200-period. Maybe Ethereum's had its downside pressure relieved as well. So we'll see if that can break higher. Actually, this looks pretty good to me, Obi, right here, $26 break or so. Let's watch out for some of the action on Ethereum today as well. It's nice to be talking bullish about crypto because I know that there's many traders are long in this space. Very few people that I know are short anything crypto right now. So if you are, good luck. But I think the longs, that if you took a shot at some of those lows in the last month, month and a half, you've been rewarded. And let's see if we hit 100,000. I think it's possible today. So let's see if this market continues to rally up and see if Bitcoin gets all bulled up, and we'll watch out for a 100,000 break on Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to be a huge break. I actually do think that when it touches it, it probably does fall back in a little bit. We've seen that happen before, but let's watch out for Bitcoin 100K. I'd say it's on watch today.
Definitely.
Such a massive number for sure. TSM, still the #1 stock on the stock board currently. If you are one of those people watching it, this is a weekly chart. What a trade this has been, just going back to April of last year, so a little bit more than a year, but or less than a year, I should say. 150, 130 coming into play.
Unreal.
I mean, this thing's more than doubled. It's unreal, straight to the upside, just monster numbers right across the board.
And they're making so much money, Breno, they can't find anywhere to spend it. So they're going to spend $52 to $56 billion this year on CapEx to build new fabs, buy newer equipment. Speaking of that newer equipment, we're talking about ASML here, which just reached $500 billion in market cap, a key psychological and valuation milestone. Really what investors are welcoming here is TSMC's spending as a signal of validation that their EUV, extreme ultraviolet lithography machine, is very much in demand. Wells Fargo also kind of sharing the same sentiment there. They raised their price target on ASML from $11.40 to $14.50, reiterating that overweight rating. They're citing the update to its bottom-up semiconductor model, which is kind of highlighting the importance there. But I do want to mention, Brendo, you know, having been invested in this name, there is a lot of headline risk possible for ASML. They're a monopoly, and a lot of the valuation and you know, the price of the stock takes that into consideration. The second that that's not, you know, guaranteed, I think we're going to see a major correction, specifically, of course, referring to the Chinese and the rumors that are coming out of that country that Huawei and some other companies are starting to build something very akin to what the EUV machine is.
We still have a couple of weeks to get to some of the big tech names to hear about forecasts and hear about demand and things like that. But I mean, it's been, a lot of people have been concerned, to say the least, about that CapEx spend starting to come down. Hasn't yet, clearly. Demand clearly not coming down yet. Just real quick, it looks like I have misspoke a little bit around this Tom Lee story. So the first headline I saw was actually Tom Lee himself investing $200 million into Mr. Beast. It's not. It's BitMine. Yeah. So BitMine itself, BMNR, investing $200 million, obviously, on the management of Tom Lee, guys.
All right, so that's sort of, when Brendan mentioned that, I know he had thrown out Tom Lee, but then I saw someone in the chat say something about BMNR, so good clarification on that one. I don't know if that moves the stock or not, but I think he's, like as far as on the Mount Rushmore of streamers, I think that's probably the right call there. I don't know about that. I know there's that Kai Cenat guy. I don't know who else is there. I Show Speed. I don't know, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
TraderTv.live.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many things that hit there.
Yeah.
I wish we had a Tom Lee button, because that would be real cool. Like if Tom Lee was phoning us right now, you know, he's like, hey man, we're looking to get some Bitmine money coming through here.
Exactly.
We could build that screen all around. We could have like a dome in here, like just the TVs every. You ever seen that actually? Those sporting events? I think there's one in Vegas. There's one in Dallas. I forget what they're called, but it's like you're there. So it's like they have, it's a bar, serves food and everything, but the screens, it's like a huge like IMAX sort of cinema, and it's like for the fights and for boxing, like they have a deal that with I guess the promoters, and they put you basically right at ringside. So it's like,
awesome.
Yeah, and for some NBA games, you can sit courtside. The Sphere, and it's not the Sphere, but yeah, we could build something like that in Vegas, that big, huge Sphere. That would be really cool to trade in something like that, where our level 2s are like, what have I done? Oh, yeah, COSM, I think that's what it is, COSM, something like that, yeah. So that's those bars. When the minute there's one of those in Toronto, man, we definitely have to do something with that. But yeah, TSM here, I think, you know, I was just reading the note there, 38% year-over-year growth there. TSM guided current quarter revenue in the range of 35 billion. Like this is, you know, this AI spend is real, and they're just confirming it, right? And so that's why I do think that you get the ASML, the LAMs, all this starting to rally to the top side, because look, man, these got to be fabricated. They've got to be made. The chip game is here, and looks like it's going to be here to stay, at least for the upcoming quarters, and good guide by TSM. And as we get more news, we don't really have Nvidia on the board, but it's the same story. You know, yesterday we got the news where 25% tax will be applied. We get these chips into China, so that should be a good tailwind for Nvidia. And then the whole space, I don't know, there must be an ETF. I mean, you could get into SOXL or SMH or any of these names, but LAM all-time highs, ASML all-time highs, TSM. So things are looking great, man, and that's part of the reason why the Nasdaq is starting to get bumped up. We've already talked about Intel a little bit earlier there today. We talked about the chip tariffs that are in the play, but if you're just going to talk about fabricating and making these chips and making the equipment, then these are the names. And I don't think it was rocket science to look here. We just talked about Sharif and Neil were sort of looking at ASML earlier. I believe Lam Research is also one of those names. No matter what you think about the demand for chips, someone's got to produce, and it just continues to make new highs. And just look at the extension on some of these days, Obi. Like, these are not small moves, right? Like, this is 170 to 185. This is 190 to 196. This play is 194 to 208. And the down days are almost, I mean, this is a play on TSM, but maybe it was turning around, but then confirmed that we've got a good report coming for LAM as well at some point. I don't know when they report, but I like all of these names breaking higher. And I think this is probably a long right there, breaking through 227. The spread is getting a little tighter right now. We'll get the Nasdaq imbalances at 925, and we'll be able to see what's going on. But for me, I think I like LAM. It's up the most. It looks pretty clean on the chart. It's clearly breaking out. So anything back to this 220 mark, Obi, to me, that's right there on the daily. It's right there on the 200 period moving average. I'm a buyer of LAM if we get a dip buy opportunity today. So let's just keep the sort of the train rolling here in the chip space, and we'll see what winds up happening right now with Lam Research.
Yeah, I really, really like ASML here as well, Sean. Doing a lot of relative volume. Sure, it's only done 236,000 shares right now in the pre-market session, but you got to remember, this is a $1,300 stock. We're doing about 8 times relative volume here. At the same time, 1358 is the pre-market high, and we've been slowly trending up. This is a 15-minute chart. We can go down lower here and just look at some of the structure. Just look at that, step up, bid, step up, bid, step up, bid. So it's looking good for that continuation. And TSM as well, that 350 that we just talked about, 349.99. So I've already put on my anchored VWAP off of the earnings there. Don't forget, it is an ADR, so it does trade in different places around the world. So some of those references could also come into play, is what I'm trying to say here. But off of the open at 4 a.m. I do have that anchored there. I don't know how much that's going to come into play, but coming back into 343s, pulling back in. These are all-time highs for TSM. If we do kind of pull back and do a bit of a gap fill, that's all the way down here on Tuesday's high at 336.40, which we did sell off of, and we pulled all the way back into 325s as well. So if we do balance all the way down here, I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be waiting for this one to really show me that it can create some sort of structure and give us some sort of strength that can take us into and through 350 on the day today. So both ASML and TSM doing absolutely solid action in the pre-market. 23 times relative volume here on TSM.
Let's move on here. I just pulled up a weekly chart here of Goldman Sachs. I was listening to another podcast last night, and they were talking about, they were cheering for DJ Sullivan and the job that he's done. This guy catches a lot of flack on the back of being a DJ, I think. But if you didn't know, it's his hobby. They were comparing the performance of his tenure, essentially, and I think it goes back to 2018 or 2019, if I'm mistaken, or if I'm not mistaken. But since COVID lows to where we are now, it's almost 550% return. The market, S&P 500 in comparison, is about 225.
Okay.
So he's more than doubled, you know, from a pure return standpoint. Goldman Sachs versus the S&P 500. You don't really hear a lot about, you know, the job that this guy's done there.
And then that's in the face of 4 years of no M&A allowed under the wrath of Lina Khan. We remember that, of course. So that, I didn't even know that. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so let's start with Goldman here, because we've got Goldman and Morgan that both reported. Look, profit is increasing substantially at Goldman Sachs, 12% year over year on the quarter, up to $4.62 billion in profit. However, revenue did fall 3% down to 13.45, but there was a reason for that, and it's the same reason profits higher. Ironically enough, they offloaded their Apple credit card, you'll recall, to JP Morgan when JP took that hit yesterday. So that had the effect of reducing the top line number for Goldman, but it also increased their profitability. Funny how that works. They're also boosting dividends, I believe, here by 50 cents, bringing the total dividend payable quarterly to $4.50. So if you're there, look out for that money. Morgan Stanley reported Q4 EPS of $2.68, Brendo, comfortably ahead of the $2.44 expected by the street on revenue of $17.89 billion, topping the $17.77. Wealth management division delivered $8.4 billion in net revenue, up from $7.5 last year. Trading activity is up, investment banking is up, and they're saying the elevated equity markets and higher client asset value really helped make this a blowout quarter.
Both kind of boring as far as price action, unfortunately, but I think we have to look at this from the standpoint of, you know, the global economy. I mean, the North American and American economy specifically. These are the banks that everyone deals with, businesses deal with, the consumer deals with. So if the banks are healthy, theoretically, business should be relatively healthy going forward. So a lot of positives to take. But that being said, guys, not a heck of a lot to look at here, Morgan or Goldman this morning.
Yeah, both of these banks, I think, definitely on watch today. But something I do want to reiterate is that banks have sold off. JPM started off this week, right? Strong sell-off, absolutely beautiful price action. Yesterday was Citibank, Wells Fargo, right? Beautiful price action. Today, are we going to see more of the same with Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs? I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. 3 times in a row? Maybe, perhaps. I'll just be, I'll just watch some of these pre-market highs and lows. That's really what I have on watch here. 909.55s here on Goldman Sachs. Wow, Goldman Sachs almost at 1,000, eh? That's really nice there. Morgan Stanley as well. Not really doing any sort of crazy volume in the pre-market, but relative volume for sure, of course, off of that earnings report. We saw similar kind of action on JPM, and I'm going to do somewhat of the same. We had the range high, and we had the range low as well from the earnings reaction. So that's coming in and around these areas here. I have around 179s and then 184.80s here on Morgan Stanley. We already sold off here, like I said before, Tuesday, Wednesday, sure, more of a consolidative range. But let's go quickly take a look at what JPM did on its day one right here, just to get a bit of a reference. You can see strong selling. This was the range I marked out, range break, Opening range low break, that was absolutely beautiful. Nice continuation. Prior day, bit of a chop. Citigroup, that was yesterday, right? Range breaks to the high. Maybe you get stopped out, or maybe you don't even take that because you're more sell side biased. Comes right into the range lows, and then look at that day low pushing back in here as well. So I am watching some of these. Let's see if Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs do more of the same as some of their friends in the sector have during the week, or they do something distinctly different. Banks are kind of sold off pretty
aggressively, yeah. And I think it's probably in due process, they'll be right back up. I mean, the amount of money that these guys make is pretty crazy. Well, I was just like, oh my gosh, right here, the hot dog cannon gets fired off. We're not in a position here or anything like that, but look at Intel. Intel right now, 49.50 we just touched. We just ripped basically 70 cents there, and we don't even have any imbalances right here today. So not sure exactly what was going on there, but there's not too much on here. We do have TSM as a buy. That's sort of starting to inch down a little bit, but Intel's what's really got me going right now. I mean, I already put that break in there to break through 50 bucks. So if that happens, I'm taking it. SLV, I'm just going to go run over a couple of the trades that I had in mind. For myself today, this SLV I was going to go short. So we're looking at 83 right now, 82, looking like a good short spot. That's where your 200 period moving average is. We're going to try to go short on that. The sticky note is now out. You can go find it. I don't have time to post it right now on the chat. You guys go get it at Trader TV, Sean. I like Amazon. I like that story that Brendan mentioned there when we talked about some satellites, and that started to sort of rally the stock a little bit. Let's take a look at Amazon here, moving with the market today. Nice to see it up over that 1%. I like Amazon. I like the tailwinds this year for the stock, relatively flat year over year for Amazon. Let's see if that can kick out. I'm waiting for 238 on AMZN with only 20 seconds left. And the other play I have is long on the Nasdaq. We got to wait for that to pull back, and then that's it basically. So 4 plays that we're looking at. This is brought to you by Beta Pro by Global X. Thank you for them to sponsor the opening bell, and thank you to everybody for watching. Obi and I will put on hopefully a few trades here for you guys today, and you guys keep it coming, man. Keep it coming in the chat. Let us know exactly what's up with your trading today, as we will do that as well on our side. But here comes Intel right now. 50 bucks is right here right now. I'm going long, putting in the stop like, 49.75 or something like that. If that does break, did it just go through there? No, not yet. We got long on Amazon. Amazon actually just fell through there, Obi. So waiting to see if that also comes back upside right now. And here goes Intel. I got to fix my trade because I did not put the right in there. Amazon just cranked into 238. Pretty good. We wanted that trade, so we're sitting there for now. We are long on Amazon 238. Let's wait to see if we do hold that, and then watching out for Intel. Intel almost broke, man, right there. It got to basically 50 bucks and turned around. We're watching out for that one, and then watching Amazon.
Yes, yeah. So I did get that Intel
here it comes.
Alert here. Let's see if we can get through. I don't expect it to be clean there, Sean, but it is showing us a little bit of a messy kind of action here. So I do want to get a little involved. Let's see. There it is. So there's a 50-50 break, pulls right back into 49.90s here on Intel. Let's see. Going to expect a little bit of a chop, and let's see if we get a clean breakthrough through this level here. 50 10s, maybe point.
We got a little bit out there.
Resistance here. Yeah, it's, I'm going to give it some time. The market's kind of pulling back here. Intel sometimes does its own thing. A lot of the times does its own thing. But 50 looking quite.
Darn. So I'm only in this one for a quarter. So there it goes, breaks down. We get stopped out there on that $50 break. We'll take it again if it does happen. We got a little bit out there and it didn't go. Our best out is 11s, and there it goes, ripping to the upside. So we'll see if it goes one more time there on Intel. But that was so far not so good there on an 0-for-1 break there. But that's okay. We knew that was going to happen a little early there. We did take a big amount of shares, which is why we got out where we did. But Intel just trying to figure itself out right now. Maybe a pullback now into 49 or so might get us something there for Intel. But I'm going to try a 50 break one more time. Just let it settle down a little bit there. That's why we did get out pretty early on that kind of a play. So we'll see. Maybe we can average into it if it does come back through for us again. But $49 or so would be where your 50 period moving average is. And we've called this before like a fake and like a break and fake kind of thing. So let's now wait to see what happens here with Intel. We did have a lot of shares there. So and this is falling back into Amazon. So we'll have to wait to see here as the whole Nasdaq actually coming back pretty nicely right now, Obi. Are you short anything? Oh, you're long Intel with me, so okay.
Right there, but it took enough size so I can kind of stomach some of the crazy.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I can pull 49.34s is VWAP here. So let's see if we can kind of hold it with any sort of distinction. Maybe for a pullback here. Market also came in with a bit of a dip.
Yes, it did.
Off of the open, but this is just the beginning, right? We're only 3 minutes into this as of right now, so I do want to consider that and make sure I do stay involved with the names I want to stay involved with. Amazon, though, man, that was a crazy flood.
Yeah.
That came in pretty aggressive here. So did not expect 50 to be clean. Let's see if it continues, or does that act as a bit of a resistance level on the day today? So yeah, a lot of crazy action. I'm seeing wipes both ways, man. Wipes into the bid, wipes into the ask. Absolutely craziness, but a little bit of a chop right now. What's going on, Adara?
Nothing massive, but maybe something worth being aware of here. Verizon dropping a little bit. In case you guys missed it yesterday, there was an outage that affected certain U.S. customers for Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. Verizon apparently offering impacted customers a $20 credit with regards to the outage. I guess the market does not like this. Again, $20 credit is Verizon's response to yesterday's outage. VZ on watch. Back to you.
All right, man, I just said to Obi, like, I took a little bit too many shares, but not too many, just too many to hold. And there it goes back in again. We take the $50 break again right now. It's a little more reasonable, so now we can see if we can let this thing run to the upside just a bit. But it seems like it's stopping again there at $50 a dead cents. Come on, Intel, you can get going there. There it goes, man. Nice little move there. Now, finally, we take tens. Oops. Sorry, I'm still on Amazon. There it is right there. We take it again, and it just goes back up. We take tens again there. Hopefully it can get climbing through. Now, I'm waiting at 6.15s or 16s here, and then we'll see if we can play this to the upside now. Oh man, I don't know, Obi, man. They're wiping those levels right there. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do right now as it's fading back one more time in downside here for INT. So boo on you, Intel. Maybe we do have to buy some dips instead of always punching through those levels right now. Intel going downside. Amazon also, we were able to get a little bit of a bid there, but I do like this 238, so we are buying that one. Come on, Intel, man, you do have an opportunity to get going. Yeah, we will look at Beyond Meat in just a couple seconds. We do know that that is the news about the protein. Okay, there it goes through $1. That's the levels that we like there for Beyond Meat, right? We like that level break of $1. There it goes, $1.06. So nice call out there for Beyond Meat. And again, yeah, it was the new product today, the protein. Maybe Adara has some news on that, but right now Beyond Meat starting
just
to go to
the protein. It's like in 2 flavors. It's a limited time offering, but it's part of their overall push towards drinks.
Yeah, there you go. So thanks, Adara, for that one. VWAP here, 49.50 for Intel.
Yeah, still holding up, but this market tailwind is definitely not helping.
Yeah, it's not helping this any of these trades out here.
Back in recovering some of its pre-market action here. So I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe I'm overstaying my welcome here, but 50 definitely a bit of a key level here. Expecting a lot of turbulence. Again, we were coming up all the way from that consolidation from 17 to 26s. So do people have some orders sitting at 50? I probably think so. I definitely think so. And yeah, it makes sense. Kind of some pressure, some turbulence here in and around this area. Market bounce would definitely help out. But like I said before, Intel usually does its own thing when it comes to some of this price action, and rightfully so. It's been lagging behind for a lot of the rest of the chip sector for a very long time, and it's finally catching some of that AI wind, and with a presidential seal as well, which I like even better. So let's see if we can finally reclaim above this 50. We haven't been here in a very, very long time, Sean.
It's doing the same old crap here, back and forth again, man.
30s is the high. 13s is the
13s, yeah. The best I got out was 10s both times. So I don't even know, man. Let's see if we can rip just a little bit higher here. Yeah, I feel like we're just talking about sort of the same stuff here, but that's okay because it is a running stock. So we should, in good faith, talk about these names because these were both on them and they are running around. But I don't know, Obi. I just took another fill there at 10s again, and it's just dripping. So I'm going to take a little bit more out here underneath 50 and then see if we can't hold for a 49.40 break, and then we are out of there. Amazon, I only want to give this one a little bit of room. Like if this breaks 30 right here, 237.50, then we're gone on Amazon, and it looks like that is what's going to wind up happening momentarily on that one. So we'll go 0 for 2. Well, I don't want to say Intel's a loss yet, but so far we are losing on that one. And here comes Amazon right back in as well. I guess the market's not loving these early plays. Let's go on TSM. I mean, I'm wondering if the banks are starting this move a little bit lower. What's the ES doing as well? The Nasdaq has really pulled back. I was thinking long, man, today. TSM has faded out just a little bit. There goes Amazon, so we can officially slap a fail on that one as that goes to the downside, breaking now through 237. I like 238, man. I mean, when we opened up at 240.50, I'm going to try that at the 200 period, especially I like some of those head or tailwinds that we talked about there with space. I mean, we talked again, Obi, about space being one of the hot topics this year, and Amazon today launching some of those satellites. So we'll have to wait to see where that goes. We took another out there at 07 on Intel. Google was another dip buy opportunity for myself here today at some point as well. We'll have to wait to see if that comes in to play there. Google 235 right now coming in. So, all right, man. Yeah, it looks like we do get a nice little lift off there. We get our 16s finally, Obi. So now let's see if we can get Moon here on Intel.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely watching it real close here, Sean. Yeah, 50s came in, but still having some turbulence here in and around some of these levels. So yeah, it might start to piece off a little bit. But again, still, I think the move is just beginning. Market tailwind would definitely help, like I said. But we did break through the opening range highs. So let's see if we can print the quarter, hold the quarter, then print the half here. Again, that pullback was very aggressive, so I am keeping that in mind at the same time. All right, so let's see. Again, holding above that opening range high at 13s, attempting to knock on that what do you call day high at 50.25s. Wow, I think I was posted some at 50.25s. Didn't even come and clip me there. So yeah, unfortunately.
That's hilarious. I'm at 26.
That one there. You got a fill on 26?
No, I'm there. For some reason, I didn't get the fill, so same as you. Missing that fill there on Intel. Okay, man. Bitcoin actually falling the other way right now. So Bitcoin does take a look at 100. I mean, I don't know. It got to 97 and change. There it goes. Come on, Intel. Yeah, IBIT, nice move down into 54.50 right now. As that's starting to go, it looks like we might get this, Obi. There it is. Yes, sir. We get it. Let's go, man. Fire off that hot dog cannon.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're also back into Amazon. That's going to be a dollar club right now. Here we go. Let's go, Intel, man. Me and your boy are here trading today. It's Obi. It's Sean. It's Dara. We're ready to go right now as there goes Amazon. We did buy a little bit of a dip down into there against 237. Let's see if that can hold. Come on, Amazon. Let's get going with that one as well. All right, there goes Amazon, man. We'll see if we can put $1 on this head right there. We'll get some out at 90s. Good take there. And we'll see if Intel, man, can continue to climb. Obi, I wish I still had those same shares I told you about.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would have been insane if I still.
Here's the thing.
It's about share sizing. I always talk about that. And
when you have that much, you definitely can't hold all the way for the swipe. But again, if you're expecting a little bit of turbulence, which I definitely was, I was like, this could snap back like pretty aggressively. So we'll wait and see. Let's see if we can hold that 50. We got all the way up to 50.37s for now. I'm all out, but we shall see. The market tailwind's definitely not on our side here, and could not hold the quarter for now. If we can hold the quarter and sustain, I'll like it. I'll like it better there. But it attempted to hold the quarter. Can't even hold the quarter. And something I like to say to myself is, can you hold the quarter and print the half? There's some size back through 50s. MEMEX.
Oh, you're out.
Members Exchange. What's up, gang? Coming in on the bid there. Oh, and that 24XX. I don't know if you've seen those guys a lot, or that gate a lot, but
no, I haven't. Well, we've seen you a little bit. What are you noticing about it?
Nothing. I'm just observing. I don't know if there are nuances around some of the gates. I definitely think there are. When you stare at the rainbow long enough, you start to see some things. I don't know if it's just my mind or my eyes playing tricks on me, but sometimes certain exchanges, when they defend levels, I like it a little bit better. And I do like the MEMEX gang as well. A lot more liquidity than most people think happening on that gate. And it used to be a pretty good rebate gate as well. Right, yep. Not anymore, but I think it still has some
I haven't been keeping up with the rebates, to be honest with you.
I want to know. I usually want to know. Even on large caps like this, if people are taking kickbacks for making orders, it kind of signifies a different kind of participant, in my opinion.
Yes, it does.
So I want to know what they're doing.
Yeah, great.
And I think that definitely adds some nuance as well. But we shall see. Couldn't really hold the quarter. We're back below 50.
Yeah, great call there on Tesla for sure, or on Intel. All right, I want to look at Tesla. Tesla goes to 445, falling back in a little bit, back into the 50-period moving average. Pretty choppy right now on Tesla, but just a quick little look for everybody on that one. We're getting out more of our Amazon. We're still going to be red on Amazon, but it's pretty close. Like if this can break through 238, then we'll be fine. I mean, again, the problem is that we did take a decent sized position, and I told you, like for me, and I'm just dealing with my own beasts every day, or my own inner gremlins, or what do they call those things? They're problems. But you know, just try to figure that out, because for me right now, hopefully not gremlins, 238 and change right there. Just trying to hold on to this last piece, because like I was saying, we've taken shares in the open when we like a position. It was working, and then it wasn't, so we dipped out, and then we took a little smaller position there in an attempt to try to hold a bit longer. So let's wait to see if that can go. I said we liked LRCX on a break. I'm assuming it's gone the other way there. Yeah, so it does come into the 200 period. There's still something wrong with this mouse, man. Into the 200 period moving average there of 222. Nice little bounce back there for Lam Research, ASML. By the way, it's back to usual business here with Intel, as that's starting to climb back higher. So I'm going to take another piece out here at 24. ASML actually not doing a whole heck of a lot. Is it Nvidia's world and we all just live in it? Yes, it is today. Wow. Nvidia, man, back to 188.50 again. That is going. And oh boy, Obi, there it is, man. We've got $1 on Amazon right now. We've got whatever, it's 40 cents or so on Intel, but it's starting to go higher right now. Let's exit that here if we can at 30. And there it is, man. The high of the day roughly right now for Intel. Good trade, man. That was my #1 trade today, was going to be silver, but we talked about Amazon, Intel, the market, and silver today. So bye-bye Amazon. That's a nice move. Now that's $1. There goes Intel. That's good. We're going to go 2 for 2 there. And then the TQQs, although remember, our Intel trade, it's got to still climb a little bit in order, and it doesn't matter. I know we don't talk about P&Ls that much on this show, but I'm going to be red on Intel for now because of that first position that I took. So we're just going to see where it can go from here. And oh man, TQ's... Good thing this is not a wireless mouse, or else it might have got thrown by now. But 55.20 or so right there might be a spot for VWAP, and that's exactly what happened there on the market. Nice move. I had written down for the market that we wanted the long at 55, so that claim came pretty close. Come on, Intel. This is the one for me, man. We're waiting to see if that can go. And oh boy, man, did we nail that one with Amazon, putting us right back to Greensville, as we'll wait to see if Amazon can get going again to the upside. Everyone is delivering packages, maybe not as on time today in Toronto, but I'm sure it will still be delivered. That is for sure. And but okay, let's just move forward, man. Amazon starting to go. Obi, what are you looking at right now?
So, guys, just before the open, we talked about the banks, and we said that they sold off. JPM sold off of the open. Citibank sold off of the open. BAC was a pretty clean bleed yesterday as well. Today, I was skeptical that the same move might come in, because banks as a whole, maybe let's just take a look at XLF, right?
Yeah,
might be sold off a little too much based off of what they did over the past couple of days. Guess what happened off of the open, Sean? MS. We talked about that range right there.
Oh, booyaka.
Boom, right there. 184s and some change. 184.80s gives you 188.95s. Relative volume, earnings catalyst, opening range high. Sorry, not opening range high, pre-market high break, opening drive. Holding up pretty well as of right now. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs, right here. Similar kind of a story, but didn't really quite break out of its range high. Again, I like the shake and bake on MS a little bit better, because it reminded me of that of both Citigroup and JPM earlier, mainly of JPM, because JPM, if you saw what it did on, was it Monday or Tuesday? I don't remember when. I remember the chart. Usually days are just a blur. But right here, this was on Tuesday. So look, shake and bake. The shake and bake was a lot more distinct here, and we got the range break coming in off of the open. Now, I mentioned this yesterday. Markets don't necessarily rhyme. They don't necessarily repeat, but they do definitely rhyme. And today, MS was the one where, yeah, you got that bit of a shake and bake. We did not break the range with any sort of distinction in the pre-market, but coming in off of the open, boom, nice little push there. Sure, it doesn't give you as good of a move as JPM did, but the trade is there nonetheless. So GS, of course, a little bit more difficult. I've ran my stats on GS, Sean, and I've played GS many times on earnings day one. My performance has not been well. So I'm just like, all right, you know, it's a higher price stock. I just feel like the participants on it are just willing to take the spread a lot more and willing to play maybe, I don't know, what I feel like are more games, but regardless.
I wanted to ask you before I do this, is that something that you do? Is you'll go and you'll look back and say, have I traded this name on earnings? What is my success like?
100%.
So tomorrow you'll see what the earnings plays are tomorrow night or tonight or tomorrow morning, and then you'll analyze.
Like, how did I perform on them last time?
Perfect.
Right. And if it's something consistent, sure, the moves can be different every time. But if I see myself getting lured into Goldman Sachs and being like, okay, I'm trading this every single time, but I've never really won on it, why should I even touch it? There's better opportunities that maybe better fit my skill set, right? It's just like realizing that.
I'm going to do a read here, but check out, if you can, Obi, I'm going to do the favor of the chat. Can you please look at Bitcoin for everybody, because that is making a move down, and I know there's people looking at Bitcoin. But if you are looking to invest and trade, and you are a savvy Canadian investor, you can use Global X and their Beta Pro, because right now they are offering the 3 times daily levered ETFs, both in the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. This aims to amplify, and you guys know I love these tools, short-term market moves while minimizing, of course, currency swings. This is a hedged product. Whether or not you're feeling bullish or bearish, please check out Global X and Beta Pro. These are built for day traders like you. Scan that QR code right there to find out more information about Global X. We want to thank them for their sponsorship of the show. All right, Adara, what you got over there?
Here's BLK, BlackRock. I mean, probably not one that anyone is trading. It is a $1,100 ticker, but I do just want to let you know he's talking a lot about AI, which is why it could be on watch here, saying he does not believe there's an AI bubble, quote, by any imagination. So again, it looks like he's still pretty bullish here in AI. He also said the U.S. will grow above trend over the next few years, and that investing is safer today than it was a year ago. So generally, pretty nice comments here from Larry Fink of BLK. Back to you. No economic data at 10, guys.
So that Bitcoin, Sean, yeah, right off of the open, strong selling. So 96 is all the way to 95 halves. But guess what? We're coming in with a little bit of a bid of a reversion happening here, back up to 96s. So this was quite nice, pretty clean there. This is just a 1 minute chart, though, 1 minute chart. So when we go a higher time frame, this move might be a little muted. We come right back into this prior structure, which happened around 10. When was this? Is today Wednesday or Thursday? I always, again,
this Thursday.
Right. So this was 10 p.m. Last night. We come back into this recent support area, and then catching a bit of a bid. Let's see if that bid continues here. Intel, not the same. I was just like, yeah, reasons to sell. Oh boy, we come into 50-40s. And then I'm like, okay, should I take this reversion back to VWAP? I really like it because definitely, again, I participated in the first move right there through 50. Doesn't pull back to VWAP. Again, a little lucky with that one. Yeah, market tailwind definitely coming in as well. But I even just talked to a couple of people. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to be continuing to look for reasons to buy on Intel if we can stay above VWAP. But 50 back through, that short is working out really, really well. I have a bit of a resistance level in and around 50 as well, and that came in quite nicely as of right now. But again, looking for higher lows here relative to some of the opening price action. But this market, man, this market is not helping us out.
Oh man, and I just got stopped out. Like we just had a nice winner there, stopping. I mean, it looks like we are going to get stopped out. Oh, my Intel trade. Where was my stop on Intel again? Yeah, pretty soon right now. So breaking through 40s right here on Intel is what I was going to look at. So 49.39 on the break. We almost got stopped out there on Intel right into the 200, into the 50 period moving average. We did average it back in at VWAP, but we had a lot of outs up here. So we will be unfortunately red here today on Intel for now. And red on Amazon, actually. But this Amazon trade, we did pretty good, man. We talked about taking lesser shares for that bigger move, so we just put on another sort of small position there ahead of 237, and now we'll wait to see where this name goes. But yeah, Amazon to go very green to red right now on Amazon. Very, very strange. Intel as well, kind of acting a little strange as that pulls back there. Maybe that is that top, Obi, of 50 bucks. I mean, we had sort of looked about that, and we'll see where that one eventually wants to hold out for. But the TQs, man, that came right into 55 bucks. So I know we were thinking longs here today, and the market's not really participating, but I think it's just like a little bit of flushing action right now in the market. Like, I still do want to buy. So if we can get something going here on the TQs, I think it'd be worth a little bit of a tester right now. So we'll buy some 20s here and see. Oh, we got 22s. Okay. We'll see if we get a little bit of a dip buy opportunity into 55, which we have right now. If we can hold that, great. If not, man, we can get out of here. No doubt about that, because the longs today have not been the jam that I sort of thought they would be. So yeah, no real price movement for me today helping at all. Netflix, it's just too bad because we should have looked short, but we came in with really positive action, I felt like, but Nasdaq and Bitcoin both heading lower right now. There's Netflix, man. Netflix, 89 bucks. I know you have some opinions on this as well, for looking for a little lower there on Netflix. But yeah, okay, man, here we go, man. So far, not the greatest, but we're going to wait to see what happens here, as the day's still pretty young, man. It's only 9:53. We are long the futures as we go back to the futures and take a little bit of a position here. Let's offer some out now. Might as well do that at 37.40s. Good out so far there, as we wait to see if the Nasdaq can battle itself back.
Yes, sir. So yeah, a little bit of a bid coming in here on Intel. Let's see if we can kind of
now it's
catch
bidding,
some tailwind. Yeah. It came into some of those lows, but here's the thing. I don't know if this is going to work as well. It's a different kind of trade. It's a different trade here as well. We're below VWAP. I'm sizing accordingly relative to that, and keeping it a little tighter here as well. But market tailwind definitely dependent. We're catching a bit of a bottom wick here on the 15-minute chart on the Nasdaq as well. But if Intel continues to sell off as well, I'm going to be more than willing to get out. Silver, though, Sean, coming in with a bit of a bid off of the open there. So SLV right here, you can see that strong bid, 930. This is 930 right here. So that's coming in quite nicely. 81s to 82s, nice little bounce there as well. I'm just looking for 49 halves here on Intel. Let's see if we can hold the half and print the next quarter, which would be 75s, and that poises us for maybe another push of that $50 level. But guess what? 49.67s. Is VWAP on Intel. So let's see if we can get to 49.67s. I don't know.
You're loving that 6-7 stuff. We are
be hip with the kids.
Yeah, I don't know if it's working. Okay, so playing around. Yeah, because it's like whatever. My kids are like, Dad, that's so cringe. But
not cool.
Yeah, I know. But when you do it, you're super cool. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what we're doing, but we did get a good trade on right here. So we'll go a little bearish, and we'll start to take out a little bit on the TQs here. We're out of a third already, as the Nasdaq's trying to get right back to the highs again, and that was tempting me because I still like the Amazon story. I talked about this, man. I like the space aspect of it. I like what Amazon's throwing down for us right now, but it's just not creating the opportunities to dip by that I sort of hoped that it would do that for myself. But I'll put a little, I really want to try it one more time, man. Hopefully it can hold some of those lows, but right now Amazon starting to tick a little bit higher right now. We'll get back into it very, very lightly and see what happens at that area. Roblox, I heard Sharif mention this the other day. Roblox has been a nice story off the lows. I mean, it's been getting really crushed, but Roblox downside there. Still one of the more popular, I don't know, gaming platforms out there. Roblox, I don't even want to look at this as a gaming platform. It's more just like a platform to build on. I mean, they're giving creators the ability to make their own games and everything like that. So it's more like an engine. So I think Roblox can win. I mean, as you give the creativity to the people, they'll be able to create games and experiences that kids or the audience likes. So I really like Roblox down here. I know they've had some issues with the law and things like that, and age discrepancies and whatnot with kids playing the game. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to police that somehow, and I think that they're going to do a good job of figuring that out. Too much money in Roblox right now, Robux and all that kind of stuff. So interesting call there on Roblox. I think there's a long coming through on Roblox at some point. Let's have a quick look at some other names, because we do have the stock visualizer up here, and this is something that Fabian has created for us. It's absolutely fantastic. And right there, we've got Roller. We talked about this in the pre-market and didn't really look at it yet. That's up 50% right now. AMD is at 235, is that right? Nvidia up as well. CoreWeave up 8%. Wow, man, as we focus on Intel doing nothing, well, Intel's okay, but not the greatest stock. There's BBAI upside as well. But look, man, it's Roller, AMD, and Tesla right here on the minds of many, Obi. So we can have a quick look at Roller and see what that's doing, and then I'll throw it back over to you. ROLR right now, High Roller Technologies going, man. And Adara will remind us of the story on ROLR, because yesterday...
There was a crypto.com tie-up for prediction markets.
There we go. So monster play there yesterday for the prediction market name, Roller. Obviously a low float name. Obviously should not be at $30. So we know where this story is eventually going to end. But for right now, Roller, huge move to the upside. Do not, guys, do not stand in the way of this. If you are going to go short, I don't know what the borrow cost is, but just watch out for 29 bucks. I mean, we just topped out there a couple times. I could see a fade that happened. And I mean, I think a similar thing happened to us on Intel, right? I mean, it got to 50 bucks, tried it. We were able to get some outs, and then eventually it got hit, and now is going lower. So just be careful with all of that. All right, man, we're back into Amazon, and this one may not end well again for us, as we're trying to be patient and wait for these low ticks on AMZN, but maybe we didn't wait low enough, as Amazon still looking lower. We're long right here at 30 OB on Amazon. I don't know if I like this or not, but what are you working with there? I know you were in and out of Intel.
I don't know what you're working with.
Don't show me.
I'm watching this TSM here, because we basically dropped down off of the open to 338, reclaim VWAP, consolidate above VWAP around 343s there as well. So this 342 was nice. This 344 maybe area hold was nice as well. 345 breakout. We're holding 347s right now. And again, 350, 349.99 is the pre-market high, and those are all-time highs if you like to consider pre-market action as well. Now, I know some people say, oh, it didn't trade it intraday, so I'm not going to consider it as an all-time high, but guess what? It doesn't matter to me whether it traded in the pre-market or in the after hours or intraday. Did it do some sort of significant volume? If it did, then those prices are more than valid for me. So that's just my opinion. And again, earnings day one, definitely did some decent volume in the pre-market session, so all-time highs for me on TSM are going to be 349.99 as of right now. We're poised to print a little bit higher here as well if we do continue to hold this structure as of right now. But happening now is happening now with Adara.
Ooh.
Thank you, Obi and Sean. I want to talk here about what is indeed happening now in this market. What's happening right now is 2 straight 15-minute candles to the downside for the SPY off of the open. We don't have any economic data to talk about right now, though we do have a lot of Fed speak throughout the day. There's a whole calendar for it you can find on X at TTV Research, but interesting comments coming from Feds Goolsbee. Now, if this name rings a bell, it might be because Feds Goolsbee was one of 2 Feds alongside Fed Schmidt who voted in favor of not cutting rates during the December meeting. He's saying right now that he does expect some Fed rate cuts this year, but they'll need data to affirm that outlook. One thing that he did say that also aligns with comments from Kashkari yesterday is that it does look like there's possible waning of tariff impact. He said that's probably the best thing about recent inflation data. Let's talk here about some of these stocks on watch. TSM with solid earnings here, strong revenue projection. They beat on EPS, they beat on revenue, and CC Wei, CEO, saying that, quote, AI is real. Profit did jump 35% year over year, so great look for Taiwan Semi and great look for a lot of these other semiconductors, including ASML, Nvidia, and AMD. Let's talk here about Goldman Sachs. GS, despite actually missing on sales, popping here to a new intraday high. EPS here, $14.01, beating estimates, but again, as mentioned, sales falling short. DELL certainly not falling short, getting an upgrade from Barclays this morning with a $148 price target. Another kind of, I don't want to say sector, but group on watch is going to be these meme stocks. We have BYND and BMNR both with catalysts and on the move. BMNR already gave up a lot of that move, but they basically are investing in Mr. Beast's Beast Industries. Then we have BYND, as I mentioned earlier, pivoting to the protein drink sector. Before we send you back to more trading with Sean and Obi, we'll take a moment to thank our good friends at Orogenics, because there are millions of concussions but zero approved therapies. Orogenics, trading on the NYSE as OGEN, is advancing a new standard with its intranasal brain-first approach to concussion treatment. With an $8.9 billion market on the horizon, Orogenics is positioned to drive what comes next. See what's ahead. Book a meeting today. And back to the guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you, Adara. Very important there, Orogenics. Thank you so much for reading that there. Adara, all right, man. I mean, we're trying this log there in Amazon, right? All right, let's go over to BMNR, see what's going on right there. We did have the Mr. Beat story. And I do want to also look, see there it is downside there. And we talked about what was going on with Ethereum and how it was moving a little differently than BMNR. BMNR was up in the pre-market. Meanwhile, Ethereum was down. So as you can see, the Nasdaq and Bitcoin both getting a little lower here to start the day. Okay, come on, to start the day. I got to take something out here, Obi, because it was a nice move higher there for Amazon. I'm also waiting at 50s, so maybe we can get that fill again and hopefully go positive on Amazon after all of this. That would be nice. Give me, oh, I'm at 50, man. That would be nice, but I didn't get it. So right now we're looking to see if we can grab a fill up there on AMZN, but it's IBIT time. Netflix, Tesla, so many names to look at and so little time. So what do you've got on your mind here, Obi? And I'm just going to hope that I can get printed here on Amazon.
I'm looking at TSM here, Sean. So TSM is slowly trekking to the upside, just looking and waiting for that potential market tailwind, holding that uptrend since VWAP as of right now. So I am trying to be nimble, and my price is not the best. Like I said, much better places to get in. 42s VWAP reclaim, maybe 41s as well. Maybe if you're slick with it, 40 rebreak on the reversion here as well off of the open. So maybe a gap give. Now maybe potentially going as well into 349. So 350s, if we do continue this this trend, I do think that 350, the probability of 350 is coming in higher and higher, and we've been holding this structure well as well. So this was that prior one, 346, pre-market consolidation here as well, a little bit of consolidation. We held that on a bit of a pullback down into 347s, now knocking on the door of 349s, just $1 and some change away from those all-time highs. Market tailwind, yeah, it's coming in a little bit here, bit of a bid here, but still 10 minutes left, Sean, until this 15-minute candle finishes printing. There's 349s with a little bit of size here, but you got to give this one some room. It's got about a 20 to 30 penny spread at times. Sometimes it closes into about 5 to 10 pennies, but again, got to keep it tight. Let's see if the market tailwind definitely helps us along here as well. Wow, Intel got all the way down to 48.90s. What a beautiful short that was. I tried to take a re-add or reload at the long here on top of 49s, but that's with the way that selling came in. I was like, yep, reasons to sell, got to get out. But those reasons to sell, I got to do better with being like, all right, well, if they're strong enough, and we're about to crack opening range lows, is it a moment to flip, right? So yes, retrospect, yeah, it was retrospect. It was a great reason to flip, but I was long, great reason to sell regardless. So if I wasn't in position, maybe I would have taken that. No idea though. TSM maybe with a little bit of a pullback here. What is the market doing? Market's catching a bit of a top wick on the 15-minute chart as of right now. So that's not really doing what I'm looking for, but where's the next trade? You guys in the chat, let me know what you guys are looking at, what you guys are trading. CoreWeave, says someone. Okay, let's take a quick look at CoreWeave here, CRWV. Let's see if CoreWeave is doing anything interesting. In my books, a lot of chop. Sure, opening drive came in. We're holding. Maybe the breakout of this high right here, 98.70s, gives us some room up back into 100. But let's go quickly to an hourly chart here as well. I just want to get out of this one. Again, if you're going to drop $1 down like that, break that short-term trend on TSM, don't want to be involved right now. But if we hold some structure above 347s, as pre-market highs, we're around 346s and some change. VWAP's all the way down here on this chart at 343. On my other chart, I have it all the way down at 344. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. CoreWeave seems like it's coming into some of those anchors here. This is a 3-hour chart. But yeah, let's see. where some support and resistances from the past are really sitting. So I got some resistance here at 110s and some change, and then 100. So yeah, 100, a little bit of a bounce there. That's, again, in and around earnings time. So I do want to see what we can do with that 100 level here on CoreWeave. But off of the open, a bit of a chop fest. But that breakout could be coming. This could just have been some sort of digestion, and once we break this, we could then get a little bit more cleaner price action through that level. I have no idea, but that's one of the iterations I potentially look for every now and then. Let's take a quick look at.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you want to?
No, I was
going to go through volume leaders to see what's.
Yeah, I mean we could do that. Wait, go through volume leaders, and I'm sure AMD's there.
SPHL. Interesting name here. I think, again, came up on my morning scans there. I think the trading on this one was in the pre-market. We saw Luis trading some of this, or looking at some of this in the morning session. But yeah, clean off of some of those breakouts there, and then nice little grind pullback happening as of right now. BNKK bonk straight to the upside, got all the way up to 607s, but got bonked back down below $5. 420s coming in right now on this bonk stock there. Some of these names are, they speak for themselves. Nvidia up here, CJMB, I don't know what this one's up to, but again, another good one, I would say in the pre-market session, but halted up once off of the open, it would seem like, and still holding above some of those reference highs of the halt since then on Callan JMB Inc. What do these guys do? Transportation, air freight carriers, vertically integrated logistics and fulfillment ecosystem. Cool, nice. Irrelevant. Nvidia, okay, cool. Nvidia, nice opening drive there, had some relative volume. This one, Sean, is holding up probably better than the other ones. The market pulled back. Market's pulling back some of its pre-market action, but Nvidia is holding higher lows as of right now, so distinctly different. Let me quickly take a look at my chip sector here. I got Nvidia, AMD, like you just mentioned, AMD holding really, really well as well. Intel, not the same. Intel, again, likes to do its own thing. TSM is holding quite well as well, coming right back into this 50. So yeah, I did get out, but let's see if this 350, while I've been talking, is going to come in as well. It just got dropped out right there. That's fine. Not really paying too much attention to it, but that 350 could be nice, again, through those all-time highs. Let's see if some of those pre-market shorts get a little blasted through this level here, Sean.
Yeah, BBAI, man, the bearish one is roaring today. BBAI finally starting to go back up to the upside. Let's see if we can break through this little level right there, 650 on Big Bear AI. Is that starting to go back up there, up 2.64% right now? The other name that we just got taken out again on Amazon. Like, I don't know. We're not making and losing anything right here, really. I mean, it was really just our first trade, and then we were able to make a little bit back, and then we gave some back here, and this reload was fine. And so I'm still trying to go long. I still think this market can go. I mean, obviously, we're long into the futures. This is my only successful instrument today, is going to be TQQ. So we'll go 1 for 3, chasing Amazon and chasing Intel. But we're going to go back into Amazon here and see, okay, here we go, finally. See if we do get a bump up here. That might have been short-lived. Okay, there, we got some 16s there on the way back upside as we try to chase Amazon now back up. Just trying to see if it does see a bottom, and if it does, we can hold this, but not for very long. Let's put our stop right here as we just take a 230. What do we get long at? 237.03. Let's go 236. Like, I don't even want to take this for very long because there is no bottom here, it seems like. That very bottom, though, we can wait for that. Maybe 65, 66s. So we need, let's just see if it does take out that bottom again. Let's go to 64s there. So that means we would at least need like a 30-cent winner here to make this any kind of worth it. So we'll see if that can come into play here. It doesn't, another fake break on that. It's a good thing we did get out of the TQs there at 40s, so that's a decent spot. And here's the hot list that we look at all the time. SLV, so these are the names that are moving around. The IWM is right now moving. They just get to a 52-week high today. So that's great to see, obviously, as the Nasdaq in the market battles backside today as well. There's Amazon leading the way. This is why I'm on it, man. I mean, there's just a lot of volume. I think it's at a key level. I know there's a lot of traders looking at it. Let's go Amazon. Okay, take another piece out here at 20. Maybe that can go. New highs on TSM. Yes, so that's going to be a great, I see that right there, 350 Obi. So let's get going on that one. Big ups to my guy over there, Obi. We just talked about AMD. AMD is really ripping right now. Let's see if we can get that 240 area come through for advanced micro devices. And then, I don't know, SRZ. This is Resolve AI. So they're trying to move around as well, up 12% right there for Resolve. So just a little look at some of the names that are blasting our levels here today. Resolve, a big one there, not yet resolved. But we are now long TQs and we're long on Amazon. So far, like this Amazon, man, it was, Obi, it was just at 30s or 40s there, and it just went down into 10s again. This is probably not a great level here, maybe for Amazon. So yeah, we are getting ready to potentially get stopped out of this one more time. Damn it, Amazon, you just don't want to go, huh? All right, so watch out for that, man. 236.60s is our stop here for AMZN. The one that seems weak when I thought it was going to be strong.
All right, guys, let me ask you this. If someone handed you $1.25 million to trade, would your process change or just your upside? That's the Opportunity Funded Futures Network provides. They're a futures prop firm that gives traders access to large SIM and live funded accounts every single day. They've already paid millions to traders around the world with fast same-day and daily payouts. And right now, evaluation accounts are 50% off, buy one, get one free, and no activation fees. You can find the link below or scan the QR code and check it out. And some of these funded trader programs, I know a lot of people have their opinions on them, but guess what? You know what they're really good for, Sean? If you're already really good, they will give you and provide you the capital that you need to really step up. So if you are already a profitable trader, if you're already really good, then some of these programs are definitely worth your time. But guess what? If you are not, then maybe, some more time in the sim is definitely required.
I mean, a lot of those places will offer some sort of
profitability is the first prerequisite, I would say.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay,
consistency.
so I need to get that first, and then we'll see. Okay, there you go. Yeah, someone in Big Cheddar there. He's made 20K withdrawing from prop firms. So yeah, so there you go, man. Make sure you do have a reputable one. We are trading with Real Trading, the best prop firm out there, but not available in the United States. So our platform is proprietary to us. So all these level 2s and everything that you're seeing created, our charting, all the stop orders, all the access to all the gateways, the blue oceans of the world, and so on and so forth, all provided to us by Real Trading. So we want to thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for Real Trading for sponsoring up the program and obviously providing us with our buying power and whatnot here so we can get levered up. All right, man, there's the TQs. This is the only thing, man, we've been dip buying, man. Dip buying off the 200 period moving average on the Nasdaq. So this is a Nasdaq triple levered. So you're going to see here, this is up 3%. Obviously, it's not a stock. It's just matching whatever the Nasdaq is doing times 3. So we've talked about getting into some of those plays. And it's just funny because the Nasdaq's trying to bounce out. And then now I'm just noticing what Amazon's doing. It's not doing anything, my guy, man. It's just going lower no matter what the Nasdaq does. So if the Nasdaq does collapse all over itself, Amazon's dead. So I'm getting out at the low of the day as we just keep on refreshing this trade. Has not worked well for me. Amazon today. It's funny because it wasn't even really going to be on my list. And then we got that story, which sort of started to rally it a little bit there in the pre-market. And then now just downside for Amazon. Oh, damn it. It is going to take down that low there, Amazon. Can't get out of the way of this stock, eh? So let's stop trading it now. What, it runs my 65 and then goes right to 75? Okay, that almost makes me think to get back in, but we can't, man. There it goes. We tried too many times there, Obi. We tried again. We were able to get some out in the 20s, and then we tried again right there, only to have it fall all over itself. So I guess we're just going to go short, man. That's probably the play on Amazon. I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet because I do like the tailwinds on this name. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not thinking right about it. Microsoft down to 458 again, trying to barcode as well. I mean, this to me looks like we could try to support that low. See what I'm saying? So like stopped out of Amazon there, and it goes right back to where we would have been flat again on this name, back up to O's. But yeah, Microsoft, Meta, we talked about Meta potentially getting to $600 today. I didn't actually think that was going to happen, but it does get to $615 and maybe going lower right now. feel like I might have got stopped out of Amazon, but that's what I've been feeling like this whole time. Okay, so what about Palantir? This was a good stock to battle back, and we do have a good bottom there as well of 177. Potentially, we could see that. Boeing hitting right now, 2-year high there, a Boeing right now, $250 there, up another 2.5% goes BA today, guys.
Go, Kelly Ortberg, go.
Yeah, man, we are liking some Boeing there. Nice move. So if Boeing's trying to get going, which it seems like it is, let's try maybe some Palantir, okay? Because, you know, the defense sector, we've been looking for dip down opportunities. Palantir just comes right, I mean, I've been trying it with Amazon. Palantir comes right into, again, the 200 period moving average. It does have wicks down to 177 though, but let's see if it can hold some of these levels and get back upside right there for Palantir. Down on the day, but yeah, not too much luck today for me. You see what I'm saying? Out at the low there for Amazon. We almost could have made it all back if we had just stayed into it, but we didn't. So out on Amazon there. Let's see if the market wants to battle back though. We're into Palantir.
Yeah, shout out to Joe here. He just sent me an image. Speedy recovery to you, man. He's watching the show.
Yeah,
he's watching the show on his TV, just chilling.
Already at home.
We wish you a speedy recovery, man. Yeah, he had some surgery yesterday, and
yeah, good, man. Good, great to hear, man. Can keep a smile on my face for that. So we're really happy. Get well soon,
to
Joe,
Joey.
man.
Oh,
I told him that he's going to be missed around here. So we do really appreciate everything that Joe has added to the show. Joe and the show. Yeah. And again, I'm going to be talking to Joe because if he's watching this, we all are always looking for feedback, you know, so I'm interested to hear how can we improve? What are some things that maybe we're not doing enough on the show? So Joe, get your notebook out, my guy, and start taking some notes. You know, just because you're off, you know, you still got to work.
Yeah.
Still got to work.
I'm sure he's still watching markets.
What the?
What's going on? Lily.
Ooh.
Hello.
What? Dara,
come on.
Come on, man. This is down 5.2. We're just joking around. Dara's busy, but down 5% today. Eli Lilly, really? Down 5 and a bit. Yes, Adara.
They got hit with an antitrust suit from a drug compounder, but it was reported yesterday, so that isn't even brand new news, and I think that's why it escaped me and probably others. When did this come out? Yesterday at 6:44 p.m. So drug compounder hitting them with an antitrust suit. Unclear how all of that works. There's also apparently some FDA delays, so there's a couple different things that could be happening with Lilly.
Okay, well, this is what's happening on the chart. Ooh.
There's a seller. Might be a seller.
One of my picks. Yeah, thanks. Great job, Sean. Eli Lilly down 5% today. I mean, obviously, if I had that crystal ball, I would have forewarned everybody about that antitrust, but maybe a better opportunity to get involved and buy some Eli Lilly down here, hitting the 50-period moving average. Absolutely crushed right there on that news. So 980 is the most recent dip spot opportunity right there for Eli Lilly. So yeah, get going there. Little Miss Lily, as Adara likes to call it. My Amazon, I gave up on it and obviously should not have, got stopped out basically at the low every time. So we're going to wait on that one to see if that can get back going. We're into Palantir right here and looking to get more at 177.50, getting out if we break the low. I don't even know if I put the stop in yet because we're nowhere near. 176.99, like basically if we break this 177, then we're out of there 100%. So we're going to let this one sort of sizzle a little bit. That is the stock of Palantir, buying it off of the 200-period moving average right down into here on your 5-minute chart. Let's see where it wants to go. Like I said, man, the only thing that's been successful for me today are these futures trading here with the TQQ. So let's put another offer out. Right now we have Nat Gas today coming out at 10:30, so that could move the market a little bit. Just averaging into Palantir, right? We don't have a big position. We're waiting to get a lot more shares. We'll double it down at 177.50. So if that comes in, we're going to be doubling that down. Yeah, Juan, I mean, I had mentioned Google. Thank you for that. Get into the chat right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe immediately. I think that Google's a super strong stock, but like it's down 0.9 today. So like what exactly is happening? I know you had TSM. I don't know what the end story on that was for you, so we'll get your review of that in a minute. But TSM is rallying the stocks up today. So is ASML, man. That's up 6%. Lam Research, LRCX. We want to see if that held 220. It does not, actually, so that's downside as well. And then Nvidia. I was just thinking like the market's up 0.9% right now. What is keeping this market what is keeping this market going right now. Nvidia still upside, and then AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, was one of the ones starting to go on my watch list, Obi, and I'm going to throw it right back to you. Is if I just sort by what's been hot right here, SOXL, obviously that's a triple levered, AMD right there, SMH, Roblox, SMCI, ARM going. So it's still very, very chip heavy on the, all are chip heavy except for JP Morgan, Boeing right there as well. And on the downside of things here, the stocks I look at, we're looking at crypto with Coinbase, SMR down there. Joey, my guy, if you're watching, it's Robinhood. It's down 2%, but I still like that name. And then some of the oil names downside as well. Oh man, I had such a good experience with Uber this morning, and that is downside there, UBER. You know the crazy thing about it, man, is I brought my gym stuff today.
Ooh.
I put it into the car with the Uber. I got my shoes. I got everything ready to go. So I'm trying to be dedicated to this. I don't know, Rob or Mark, if you guys have looked outside lately just to get an update. Has the snow stopped? It's supposed to stop around noon. I'm going to look over.
It's probably a workout just to get to the gym.
Stopping. Have you guys looked outside? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, they didn't. Well, I know it hasn't stopped recently. Just wondering if it stopped now. But yeah, Rob, and shout out to Rob and Mark, man. These guys coming in just like you on these crazy days. We want to thank them for doing that because it's always easy to sleep in and take a day off, right? So thanks to Rob and Mark for helping with everything. They're getting all this set up and behind us. Yep. It should be a lot of fun. But this is why we have the program that we do. We have great support around here. I'm just sitting here. So, all right, Adara. Are we going to Adara? We are. Okay. Well, that was way too long of a ramble. So let's go back over to Adara, and then I want to hear about your next idea.
All right.
Rambling is allowed, Sean, and so are small caps. Let's talk here about BNKK. This is Bonk, and they describe themselves as, quote, the premier public vehicle for the Bonk ecosystem. Just in case you're wondering what BNKK does, that is how they describe their business model. So anyways, TSX Venture Exchange acquiring 219.7 billion Bonk digital assets. So BNKK, of course, the publicly traded way of doing this is trading higher. Also, apparently, TSX Venture acquired these in collaboration with BNKK. So nice look for Bonk. Let's talk here about SPHL trying to break higher here, entering into their subsidiary entering into a memorandum of understanding or MOU with Jiangsu GSO New Energy to explore strategic collaboration for solar and energy efficient solutions. Nice look there. Last but not least, one of our meme favorites here, Beyond Meat. BYND, they teased an announcement yesterday, causing a bit of a move nearly it closed yesterday, as you can see. This announcement came out. They are launching protein beverages. So nice look there for BYND. These are going to be available on Beyond Test Kitchen, which is just their name for their website. So BYND, BNKK, and SPHL all on watch today, guys. Back to Obi and to Sean.
I feel like I might have influenced you too much there, Obi. I know we make your own
I
decisions.
looked at it and I'm like, oh boy, I love the reverse.
We were just talking about this stock right here, and I said I'd throw it back to you, and then we start talking about other things. But I was just saying, like, that play on the way back in, man, breaking through VWAP, like that could have been a short. We identified that was weak. And although it was pretty good early, it's just, downside play there, looking to see maybe we can catch it back up. And then there goes, again, we just flipped over off of Amazon, man. I was like, enough is enough. We went over to another long that we thought we liked, and we found one with Palantir. So, so far so good there. We've got some good trades on right now. We've got the futures, and we've got Amazon. Obi, it's your microphone.
So I'm looking at my picks because I'm going to be looking at these almost every day, Sean, just as a watch. So what I've done here is I've just opened a paper trading account, and I just took 10K. We talked about 10K, right? Taking 10K in each position there. So SIDU, coming into the open, I was like, okay, all right, a little bit of a push all the way back up to 420s there, but pulling right back in here. So not really too concerned about this one. We'll wait and see. But I looked over to you, and I was like, maybe I should be borrowing some shorts on SIDU today. Yeah. That trade is coming in quite nicely, but that's done and gone. VWAP rejection, confluence with pre-market low break. Quite nice there on SIDU, and that was all the way up at $4. Now we're at $3.57s. Now again, don't forget, this is a $3 to $4 stock, so 50 pennies is a big chunk. All right, so BW was the other one. This one's doing absolutely nothing right now. Again, this is not the time frame that I was looking at. We talk about 12-month candles, monthly candles. That's how far ahead we want to be looking. And again, 1 month chart. Let's take a quick look at the 1 month chart and see what that's up to here. Still holding some of these levels, right? We still have a decent amount of time, 15 days until this month is finished. But I did like the expanding volume coming into this prior structure. Just looking for a potential push. We've already had green bar after green bar since May of 2025. So for about 8 months, this would be the 8th month. That's 8 bars of green there on BW. The next one was Circle. Circle looking nice here, Sean. Prior month was a bit of a doji, but pulling in. Let's see if we can crack some of those prior monthly lows here on CRCL at the same time. So that's what that dojis. Yeah, exactly. Crazy overextension, parabolic move, right? Opens up at 69s, goes all the way to 298.99. That's a parabolic move within a single month. Within a single month, let's measure that move right there. That move was about 333%. In a single month. Is that overpriced? Is that mispriced? Potentially. The short back through was quite nice as well. I don't know if anybody's still holding their swing short off of those 280s. We saw some people in and around the Twitterverse talking about their swing shorts. There's a couple guys that, they were just like, yeah, I'm not looking at this for another couple of months. They shorted like the back through 280s, the back through 250s. Makes a lot of sense as well when you're looking at parabolic moves and really playbooking some of those parabolic shorts there. What do you got going on?
Finally, Obi. Finally. Palantir, we reloaded it there. It started to pop up. We're starting to get some nice little plays there. I just offered 179, so hopefully we can get that. I thought I had an offer up there, but I guess I did not. We had already just cleared out some offers at the 60s, then again at 75, and there it is right at the 200 period. Where's my offer at, man? Oh, I'm at 92. Okay, we just got filled there. So there it goes right there into the 200 period. Now let's see if we can mature up a little bit here on the market. So thanks. Joe's already messaging me, man. Thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate all of that. You know what's really starting to rip up, man, is Alibaba, man. So there goes Alibaba. Nice move again to the upside today. And then now fading back, 172 and change. So I just want to say, like, what can be the bearer of bad news for them? We thought that maybe yesterday's news with Nvidia could have maybe sparked a little bit of negativity for Alibaba. So we did have a downside move in BABA as we get that announcement that the Chinese government can now accept some of those H200s. Nvidia will pay, I think it's Nvidia that pays a 25% tax. Is that right, Adara, or is it the buyers?
The way it's worded, I'm going to go over this to check for you guys. But yeah, I think it's going to be imports. Let me just double check everything there.
Okay, that's all good. No worries. But anyways, Alibaba there did have a nice move higher there today. And you could see, though, I think all, high tide lifts all ships, right? So if you do get some nice headwinds here, or tailwinds, sorry, for the chip sector, I think Alibaba, regardless of what that story exactly means for them, can win. I mean, China, the market over there, we don't need to talk about that. We already know huge market in China for IT, right? Regardless of Nvidia or AMD or any of that. But it's TSM that gave a bump to the stock market today, right? And we came in, it was up 1.2%, the Nasdaq. And there goes TSM right back to highs again there. Did you discuss the end result on your TSM trade yet? You did, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I don't think so.
All right, let's go to Adara, because we got to go to her. Then when we get back, I do want you to recap that, because it was a hot name, and I know there's a lot of people that were looking at that. And then I also mentioned XXRP earlier today as well, and that's coming back into that 1150 marker, so watch out for that there. All right, let's go back over to Adara and get an update.
I'm going to start here with the semiconductors. I was trying to answer the question here about who's paying the semiconductor tariff. And here's the thing. So the way it's worded is, quote, the president also imposed a 25% tariff on certain advanced computing chips, such as the Nvidia H200 and the AMD MI325X. The tariff will not apply to chips that are imported to support the build out of the U.S. technology supply chain and the strengthening of domestic manufacturing capacity, et cetera. So the way it's worded, it's kind of hard to tell, is the point I'm trying to make here. It's a little bit oddly worded. That is the official White House wording as well. So that's their fact sheet. But regardless, I'm going to try to find more info on that. I did just want to give it to you straight from the president's mouth as it is. Let's talk here about the sector watch, because health tech, as you mentioned, to the downside. Eli Lilly down 5% here. Apparently, going to be the subject of antitrust lawsuit. The rest of the sector isn't faring too well either. AbbVie and Merck both down heavily this morning. Then we have energy minerals also to the downside. We know comments made by President Trump yesterday, and then also some comments from, I believe, the ambassador to Iran from Pakistan. Anyways, that individual was also saying that Trump is kind of suggesting that they might not be trying to invade or attack Iran at this time. So geopolitical tensions lessening would lead to that move here in energy minerals. Tech services with some weakness as well. AppLovin down for the second day in a row. Same with CRM, Oracle, and Google also weak. Then we have electronic tech, which in contrast here with the other tech sectors, doing incredibly well. Intel is a little red here, but then you've got AMD, Nvidia sharply to the upside. Finance doing incredibly well. Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs all to the upside. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs probably doing the best here of these bank earnings this week on earnings day one. Retail trade strong, utility strong with CEG, one of Brendan's picks for the year, up 4.5%, and producer manufacturing doing incredibly well. Applied materials up 7%, likely and at least partially in sympathy here with TSM earnings. Back over to Sean and Ovi.
It's a great trade there.
All right.
Oh
so,
man.
yeah, just talking about this TSM, man. So TSM, I should have definitely been involved earlier. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I was like, all right, doesn't matter if this is gonna go. This will go now. 348s, tried some of that, came back in $1. I was like, all right, just stop out because I'm not really focused too hard on it. Comes right back up to 349 halves. Okay, fine. Now is even better. So take that push. 350 never really looks back. And we get all the way to 351 and change. So I pieced some off of there. Didn't really take enough or take a lot at all because, again, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, I should be getting up here. I should be loading some more here, some more here, some more on this break, and then more maybe at the 39.50 where I did feel some conviction being like, all right, this is looking like very likely to go now. And that does go through 350, got all the way up to, what is the high there? The high, all-time highs now on TSM, 351.20s, but when it comes right back in, I'm piecing off pretty aggressively and back through 350. Great reason to sell on the back through 350 as it's also confluencing with the trend break, which is bringing us all the way back down for a bit of a reversion back into some of these prior structures here. Let's see if we can pull back into 346s. Again, VWAP sitting in and around 345s here on TSM. The market's not really doing too much right now, consolidating. Sold off there on the initial, on the second candle, right? Is that the second candle? Yeah, 945. But since then, just chop, chop, chop in this range. So it's really kind of messy in and around here. Not really doing too much. And what am I seeing here? Guys, banks are holding up really, really well. We talked about this. Are they going to continue doing more of the same? We saw JPM sell off, Citibank sell off, BAC sell off on their day one. MS and GS, distinctly different here, where they are holding their highs. Strong bid on the whole sector. XLF as well, catching a beautiful, beautiful bid here off of the open. Not really doing relative volume, makes sense. It's not the one that has earnings, but some of these other names like JPM giving up some of the selling that we did experience coming in, but still holding some of these prior structures right here. This was that consolidation high before the end of the day there on Tuesday. This was earnings day one, and we're holding that as a bit of resistance on the day as well. Citigroup on watch as well. Citigroup much, much stronger, but it still hasn't come up to yesterday's supply area, which was the high at 118.75. The opening range just wicks that pre-market high, wicks that range, and then pulls all the way back in. So very, very strong bidding on the banks here off of the open. Let's see if that selling can come in. Not really doing relative volume today either on Citibank. Let's just quickly take a look at BAC. What are you up to? Wow, BAC with the shake and bake, eh? All right, so we did catch a bit of a bid coming in to BAC at the end of the day. So distinctly different from that of the other banks. And then today, bit of a chop zone, sold off initially, holding pre-market and opening range highs as of right now. But there's the market, Sean. There's the market going. ES about to break the highs. So this is the tailwind we were looking for the longs potentially. I'm looking back at Intel here so to see if we can catch a bit of a curl if the chips are going to come in as well. So let's see if that can potentially happen here. Day low coming in at 47.83, currently trading at 48.36 is here on Intel.
Revenue position.
Is this a break of trend? What's up, Sean?
So we're just going crazy right now. We're $2 in the money right now. What's up, Rob? We're $2 in the money right now on Palantir. So let's go, man. Let's go, Palantir. Thank you, Alex Karp and company. I don't have the Alex Karp thing on here, but he's here. Okay, so that's a good one. And then we do have finally, as you had mentioned, the futures starting to go back up to the upside. So hopefully that can get going. But it's a new position.
Another one.
It's another position. It's SLV. And so we're going to go short, man. Okay, here we go. Come on, SLV. We wanted to get this short. We talked about it a little bit. Who knows if this is going to be what it is or not. But silver right now broke through VWAP. I take this trade. It had a nice high. We had wrote down $83 for a potential short. And right now, we'll just wait to see. This is a very, very, I don't know if it's a dangerous play or not. I mean, I'm in many dangerous plays. Talk about the names that we've been trading. This is only an $80 stock. I do realize that it can blast to the high side. So I'm going to get out if we do break 81.70 right here. That sort of break lower right there. If we don't hold and we continue to go, then it will be back to the futures and stop trading silver as this one is starting to go a little bit upside there. But we were in the money nicely there. Not nicely, but we're in the money about 15 cents. We didn't take it. It got down to 27s right there, and we were short 40s at the time. So now we take another offer, and we're just trading it pretty light, but I do like the silver short. We'll see if that can print out for us again. And good outs there on Palantir, approaching that 180 mark. I mean, we got to empty the clip out a little bit when it gets up to that level. So good little out there. And then again, as the futures ripped higher into that after that midday spot, that was a good one. All right, man, TSM, people want to talk about that. They're reloading that. So what's up to Scott here in the chat, talking about reloading TSM, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, all up at the same time, Renee. Yeah, I mean, the futures are starting to go here. So let's see if that will continue to work, man. We're long, I'm long very aggressive names. We're long triple levered NASDAQ name. We're long Palantir. I mean, come on, there's not too much else you can do there. Tesla, you know what, I noticed that. Shout out to you there, DJ Reese. You don't want to be a greasy DJ, I don't think. DJ Reese talking there about Tesla. All right, I did want to short Amazon, so I'm short it right there just against this breakout high. We have really sort of lost on, that's crazy that I'm the low man there on Amazon today, but we'll try a short here, see if we can make a little bit of money back trading that short. Short silver, long Palantir, long the futures, short Amazon. Crazy portfolio for me today.
Yeah, with the market tailwind pulling back up here, Sean, I'm just like, all right, ES is already starting to break, or it has broken its session highs. Let's see if the NASDAQ can catch up. Getting involved with a little bit of intel here. We did sell off pretty aggressively all the way from 50.38s now to a day low of 47.83s here. So just a little bit of a dabble. Let's see if we can pull back in. It's around 10:38. The morning session momentum is starting to come into a little bit of a fizzle here. So looking to see if we get anything distinctly different, which was selling off of the open, or selling off of the 50 false break, and then the market also giving us a bit of a bid. So that tailwind maybe, hopefully, giving us some oomph back to the upside. But again, Intel was doing its own thing. I expect it to continue doing its own thing as well. But a little bit of tailwind does not hurt anybody, I would say, especially if it is on the side of your bias and your positioning at the same time. All right, Yalla Studio with a super chat here saying, don't miss UROY. Bull flag, UROY. Let's take a quick look at that one there, UROY. Let me pull this one here on the chart. How much volume is this thing doing, man? Uranium, I guess, yeah, uranium names are going. UROY, yeah, sure, maybe a little bit of a bull flag, but again, nothing too crazy here. In terms of uranium names, I was looking at quadruple U.
Right.
U. And that is definitely cranking it to the upside
nice
here
one.
On the day. 21.78 is the pre-market high. Beautiful, beautiful uptrend. Look at the distinct difference, man. This name has actual relative volume in the pre-market session. It has real liquidity off of the open, right? It's done 4.5 million shares. You can, UROY, I like it, it's fine, whatever, but liquid names, in-play names are going to have volume, they're going to have relative volume, they're probably gonna give you better moves in the long run. So in terms of uranium names, UUUU is definitely much, much better of a choice for uranium, or it was for me. Didn't really get involved on that one, but good luck there. Good luck on your position as well. What's up, Adero?
Just so you guys know here as well, before I get to money talks, I want to mention, keep an eye potentially on like oil or gas plays. We do know that apparently U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has just issued a press release on Iran sanctions. So keep an eye on any of these geopolitically sensitive type tickers. Let's take a look here at DXY, the US dollar. I've been talking the last couple of days about this breakout, and we got it today, guys. Breaking at the top here of that 99.20 level, currently trading around 99.4, and again at our highest level since December. So like over a month high here for the US dollar. In terms of economic data, we didn't have anything major today. A couple Philly Fed and New York Fed manufacturing prints this morning, as well as important export prices. But tomorrow we're going to be getting a little bit of data as well. The NAHB housing index coming through at 10 a.m. And on both days we have a lot of Fed speak. So here's a look at what Fed speak to expect for the rest of today. We already had comments from Fed's Bostic and Fed's Bar. Fed's Goolsbee also spoke, but he wasn't on this calendar, which implies he was probably on Fox Business or one of those business shows. But I want to mention here, we're not done the Fed speak yet. We have Fed's Barkin at 12:40, and more importantly, Fed Schmidt at 1:30 p.m. Now, why am I emphasizing Fed Schmidt? Because along with the aforementioned Fed Goolsbee, Fed Schmidt is the only other Fed to vote to hold rates. So we're going to have comments from both of the two most hawkish Feds on the board right now today. So again, 1:30 p.m. should be interesting. I'll be covering that for you as best I can from the midday desk. Back to you.
All right, I was just telling Obi, like, we're short silver here, and we got a decent sized position because we've been able to average into it right now. So we're going to wait to see what winds up happening now with SLV. So just getting some covers as we broke through VWAP finally. So big trade for me right now on silver. We wanted the short. It was the #1 trade idea on the sticky note there today. And I'm going to be, you know, it always makes me sad sometimes when I look back there. So there's SLV short, there's Amazon long, which is now printing, and I can't believe we had lost on Amazon there today. The futures long, we have that long at 55, so that's written down there. And the 50 long on Intel started the day great, and then not. As that faded out, and you were just talking about, we were both just looking at Intel not too long ago, and that just hasn't worked out for me today on that one either. But yeah, right here we go, man. It's all about the market now today. As silver, we'll see if that has a little bit of a pullback. A couple covers here. It's doing well, so we're happy with it, but we got to hopefully get a little lower of a trade there on SLV, and did we empty the clip up there on what the. I was like, my net's not even changing. What's going on? But Palantir right there. We got more outs at 180, man. I mean, 4 or 5. Look at all the outs up here, Obi, when it came in. Just like, that's a key level. We wanted 180. You know, if it broke above, then fine. We would have had a smaller piece. But nice push back down there on PLTR. Wow. Good out for us up there, man. I have less than 10% left on that. And here we go now with silver. Nice downside play there for SLV. Let's see where we can get going. And unfortunately, we get stopped out of our Amazon short, as if, Obi, right there, and that claps in as well. But it's silver that's winning right now for me. Let's see if we can get a little lower than where we are now.
Yeah, for sure. I tried along on that Intel, man, and I was just like, the market came in just real slam right there on the 15-minute chart, 45 seconds left right there. Boom. Slamming right in, going maybe potentially green to red in the last 30 seconds. So I seen that coming in, and I was just like, Intel not really looking the best here. Don't really need to hold this past this point as of right now. Not really giving me what I'm looking for, right? And especially when I'm staring some of this tape down, I'm just like, all right, cool. Sellers 10,000 on the bid. Wow, it's over 9,000 right there. 100,000 actually. I can't quick math for the life of me, but yeah, there's 100,000 shares there on the bid, which just got slapped right through. Where is this guy? Yeah, right here. Look at this, Sean. 820. Right there on K-Gate. So I have a 5,000 filter right here. 4820s right there. 35,000 shares, 16,000 shares, 8,000, almost 9,000 shares, and then 8,000 shares as well. Boom, just all get slapped in one single swipe. Thank you. When I see something like that, I'm just like, someone definitely saw their exit liquidity and they were just like, boom.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
entry liquidity, it doesn't matter. But someone saw that and they were like, yep, I'm going to take all of that. So for whatever reason, doesn't matter. But bigger picture, again, more confluence with the selling into the bid, especially with that kind of a size. We've seen Intel do crazy amounts of size. I think it was it last week? I think, yeah, you were off last week on Friday.
Friday,
right?
I was off.
Yeah, dude, Intel, one of the best trades that I've seen. I saw 1.5 million shares on the ask at 47 holes, comes into it, can't even print it, and then just drops down. So it's just like, in my head, I'm like, I can risk 97s, 99s. Like, this is the trade. This is the trade.
This is what you're looking for.
It drops down a whole $1 from there. You could have taken almost unlimited size. It's Intel.
Were you in it or no?
No, I didn't get involved. I took a little bit of a continuation later, I think, if I remember correctly, but that was, and then later on in the day, it comes in, slaps all that size, and then goes another $1 to the upside off of, or 50 pennies.
I was going to say, because the
upside.
1.5 million didn't sound like a lot, but it's enough to post.
It's enough to post up
scare.
and be like, and to scare the book, and the book just, you see people start front running it, and the offers start to step down.
Yeah.
And almost beautiful, beautiful price action. There goes the Nasdaq now coming right back in. False break of the session high here on the ES here. So sellers very much in charge on both of these futures. We had attempts to the highs and slamming right back in. Are we going to have another range day? I have no idea.
Look what silver's doing.
Sellers coming right back in. Yeah, silver
is ripping now. No, it was just tanking. Like I was just getting covers down there. It was a great cover. For silver. We still have half the position, or a little bit more than half the position now, as silver just rips right there, like huge move right there back to the upside and just absorbing that VWAP. So my stop on silver is still 7. I think we can, now that we have a couple outs, let me just actually cancel that out right now, because we're going to get stopped out at 70 break. Because we were able to get some out right there, let's go a little higher. Let's try 82 or so. Average this into silver. I'm a little bit upset, though, about what we did on Amazon. Like, we just got ticked out basically at the top there. We'll average slightly back into the futures near the top side. But yeah, it looks like silver's got some underneath it right now, Obi, as we break higher right now on silver into 91. Wow, silver's ripping. I don't know if somebody's getting... Oh, sorry, wrong stock again. I don't know if someone's getting called out on this or what, but there goes silver. Up to $82 right there, like in a heartbeat, that thing. This just ripped 70 cents against me like I'd never even seen. So I guess I should be a little bit more looking at silver here and figuring out like that these moves obviously are possible. I mean, we've talked about it numerous times here on the show, how nuts silver's been and how it can definitely get going. So watch out here, man, as silver ripping my face off right now to the upside. I mean, it's okay. We don't have, well, we have a decent position right there on silver. But I guess as the market tanks, silver wants to go up. So that's a relationship I can understand. And as the market gets to lows, there goes silver blasting through $82 again. There goes silver. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to put our stops in soon, man. Silver getting really going right now into these highs again of the day. Goes silver, 82.50 for silver, not stopping. SLV is what we're talking about. Still a bull, I guess, man. That silver, I think, messed up a lot of people right there, your boy included. So there goes silver. Huge move to the upside. I was just like, oh, man, we're making money on SLV. Not really anymore. Big move there, upside SLV. All right, it's 5:40. Okay, so we're going to go to money talks in a minute, but we are almost getting ready for lunchtime talk as well. Oh, we already did money talks. Okay, so we can get ready for lunch. I'm just trying to manage this position right now and trying to think about what I want to do here. 82.25, maybe sort of the last stand here, potentially for silver. So we'll take a shot and see if we can get a little bit more in on the top side. Right now. Brendan just mentioned to me right now, lunch and breakfast has just arrived.
Oh, okay.
So choose your poison. A lot of people like breakfast at any time of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that do that, like all-day breakfast.
Oh, that's what it's called, all-day breakfast.
Yeah.
Good one there. Okay, good. I'm glad you caught on to that.
I love the nice...
all-day breakfast.
I like the pulled beef Benny's. Eggs and Benedict.
We've not had that here.
No, not here.
Ah, okay, yeah.
General,
typical eggs Benedict would be of course.
Yeah, there's some dope.
Okay, well then let's do it right now.
Yeah, what's for lunch?
Let's figure out what's for lunch as I sit here and wonder what the heck I'm going to do with this silver trade right now. Well, you know what, Obi? I hit the button, but I don't even have it up. All right, there it is. What's for lunch today? All right, let's go what's for breakfast first.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so what was for breakfast first on a Thursday? Today we had fresh fruit. We always talk about that. We get the fresh fruit bowls there, assorted bagels, cream cheese, so on and so forth. With some little, the banana bread's been pretty hot fire here. I've been mentioning that to some people lately. It was, Sharif, he's here. It's hard-boiled eggs, so there might be none left. That's what it was, hard-boiled eggs with hash brown. That's what's for breakfast, okay? But what's for lunch today? And here we go. As silver pulling back, you can show my chart a little bit. I did take a little bit out right there at 85, just because, honestly, man, I was getting served more than we're getting served lunch today. I was getting served right there on silver, so we take a little bit out. Ooh, it's Italian flag.
Okay, all right.
I think we've only had like basically bolognese every time. I see it's Italian. These guys don't do pizza. I've never seen before. Well, we stop reading my screen so you get the early look.
No, I'm like, I see it up there. I'm just like, I'm getting hungry. I'm just like, I need
Now you're probably looking at tomorrow now too. See, now you've ruined it for yourself. You see what I'm doing over here?
Man.
Italian meatballs. So we've had this before. I can't remember what they were last time. If they were any good or not. I don't like those processed sort of Swedish meatball style, but this is as Italian meatballs. Okay, we got spaghetti there as well with the Tuscan style roasted cauliflower and peppers with a Caesar salad. I've seen worse.
Not bad.
Right there, pasta meatballs today for lunch here. What's for lunch where you guys are right now? Let us know what you guys are having for lunch there in the chat. It's only 10:50, but as Brennan said, everything delivered a little early today as the roads, when I was in, were an absolute nightmare, man. That Uber driver, I gotta throw that guy something of a tip, man. He worked his you-know-what off in there today to get me into work. So I want to thank him for that there. Sharif,
they do well to
breakfast
clean,
came in. Oh, you saw it. I want to let you know it's hard-boiled eggs. Ooh, you did not see that. Okay, I made Sharif's day, yes. All right. Sharif, were you out for a walk?
No, you don't hit the gym.
You did hit the gym, my man. I was saying that story that I went there and brought my gym equipment, my bag today, my gym bag today. So it's walkable out there? I brought my boots.
Half the workout was the walk, right?
No, the sidewalks are good.
Okay, the sidewalks are good.
Sidewalks are good, out there. So that was the one thing I saw on the street today. A lot of those the sidewalk plows are the best, man. Those guys wheel around like nothing.
Yeah,
just boom, boom, boom. They're so quick, and
those things are like little powerhouses.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they said something. It was a couple of years ago, but how like the whole city of Atlanta shut down a while back because they don't normally get snowstorms, and it was something like 4 inches of snow, and it shut down the whole city. Like here, you got to be prepared for these things. And apparently the city of Toronto is prepared, as we should be. I wonder how many tons of salt they go through in a year. Those salt, they're always out there on the road. No wonder why. I think our city is probably known for the most potholes in the world, maybe.
Really? Absolutely not. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think so. There's worse.
Is there? Okay, maybe I'm not well traveled, but it always seems that they're filling these potholes, man.
They're really good with cleaning up the 407 early. That's what I noticed.
407.
Yeah.
Because it's private.
Yeah. So they're always on that. They're on that before, like as soon as they start to see that there's anything upcoming, those trucks are out there.
Yeah, because like I said, because
they front run the stroke.
Yeah, of course they do, man.
Yeah.
They're sitting there
I love that.
collecting the rebates real quick over there.
Yeah, exactly.
On that one. But, okay, so it's been a real fun day, man. Private toll road, sorry, I should say. The 407 is a toll road that the government built for, probably, I don't know, $500 billion and sold it for like 500 million.
Yeah.
So good deal, that one.
Yeah.
They're not bitter at all about that. But I don't take the 407 much, but it is pretty convenient for those.
It gets you across, like,
right.
My sister lives just on the edge of Mississauga, right?
Okay,
so normally taking the 401, it takes, or whatever, it takes about like an hour 20 minutes. Using the 407, I can get there in 30 minutes.
Usually Streetsville type of thing area?
I don't know which.
It doesn't matter. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that is the story. That is the point. It's a great look. It's a great system.
Yeah.
But
it's like the one good highway.
Can be expensive.
Yeah.
Needless to say. So, okay, what are you working on here? I still got the silver short. We've got Palantir long, and we've got the futures long. Trying to see if that one will work out for us. But other than that, not much going on over here.
I mean, one of our viewers directed my attention to these energy stocks. So I'm looking at Quad U here. I was thinking about a short, and then I was just like, no, it's structure, it's stepping up. Look at this, this is very beautiful. And sure, the market's coming in, but these things are catching a bid, so I shouldn't really hit it with anything there. And I was thinking about taking the 2770s to 2760s on a potential trend break. I had my my order ready to go. If it was gonna break, I would take it right there, but swiped right back up to the high. So I'm just like, all right, I'm watching it for now. We'll see where some of these names go. But when it comes to in-play names on the day, I saw some people, someone in the chat was like, do you guys see any sort of setups happening anywhere across the market? I don't. I'm looking. But where is the next trade? That's what I'm asking. Caramel, we know that a lot of people were talking about CRML, but that's not really doing too much right now. Right here, you can see just a little bit of a chop, no real relative volume. Yesterday was a very strong day in terms of a bid. We started doing almost 2 times. We did do 2 times. It must be news. Relative volume. Yeah, I think it might have been some sort of news there on CRML. But today, bit of a chop, bit of a sideways leg. So I'm thinking maybe for tomorrow, Sean, it might be one of those leg consolidation, leg moves. So today's range high is 1826s, and then coming into 19s on prior day high. So let's see if we can break some of those there as well. Greg Moore in the chat saying, Obi, what's up? I see SPY bounding off the 5-day. We might be headed topside.
I see dead people.
Maybe. All right. 5-day, you mean 5-day what? 5-day VWAP, 5-day moving average, 5-day EMA or SMA, 5-day anchor. I don't know what you're talking about. 5-day support. Let's take a look at the SPY. 5-day something, he says. Greg Moore. So if you want to specify, please let me know. But I got to make sure these are not on. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the hourly here on the Spider. So it's been looking quite nice. We've been slowly trekking up higher highs, higher lows, almost a fresh all-time high once every couple of weeks here on the Spider. You can see 697.29 is the current high from this Tuesday. So we are coming maybe potentially up into it, but let's take a quick look at some of the trend here. You can see it's holding trend. I think I might have drawn this trend. Let's take a look. Okay, no, that's not on this time frame. Please ignore that line there. But let's draw a fresh one.
Wow,
so
the market.
Bit of a drop down there, and then we've been holding this bit of a trend at the same time. So if you want to say that this is a flush, and then this is the first proper higher low that we made post flush after taking a bid. This is holding trend quite nicely as well, and potentially coming up into some of those prior levels. But on the day today, man, this is just sideways. We're still holding in the range. The hourly candle is has about a minute, 2 minutes left to print, and that's the first hourly candle of the day. That doesn't make any sense, right? We've been trading since I guess since 9:30, of course. So a 30-minute candle might be better. You can see here that we're trading in the range a little bit better here. So nothing too crazy. We attempted to push highs, we false broke those. We attempted to push lows, we false broke those. And I just said a little bit earlier that maybe are we poised for a bit of a range day when this is happening. So I'm continuing to watch some of these.
We're getting a nice move back in the Nasdaq. You're looking at the S&P 500.
Well, I can take a look at the TQ.
No, both. No. Keep
yeah, so still in this range here as of right now on the TQs as well. But yeah, catching a bit of a bid off the lows is the most recent action that we've seen here on the Nasdaq. But you can see lower highs as well, lower lows as well on this one, a little bit more distinct than the ES. And this, what are these guys called? Quad U, forget what they're called, but continuing to make some fresh highs past 22s.
Just Energy Fuels is their name, yeah.
Energy Fuels. Yeah. So strong bid on those.
Yeah, and then I mean, look at the bid in the Nasdaq. Came right back into the day's low again, and then basically we bought it. We didn't keep on buying it in case we were wrong, but nice move up. This is going to be my #1 stock, obviously. Well, that and Palantir. We'll take advantage of Palantir as well, boosting right back to the upside there. But I was just saying to Sharif, like, I'm stuck here on silver. So let's wait to see if that takes out 82.50 again here on SLV. It just came back. We could have got out for flat. Like, it just came back into 90s right there, basically. 80, 90 actually and we're short at 87. So it's definitely rocking and rolling right now, SLV. My stop is at the high of the day. I'm not going to take this through the highs, right? I mean, we've seen this get real spicy real quick. So shout out to Pascal Siakam, and the Raptors just took down Spicy P and the Indiana Pacers last night. Raptors were 1.5-point underdogs, and they wound up winning by 9 or 10 yesterday. So shout out to the Raptors. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Obi, thank you so much, man. Great day today. Look, we want to make sure that you guys all come back every single day at 8 a.m., but we got a treat for you now because it's been a little bit of a while there. Daryl was on the desk a couple weeks ago, I think, and back today. So filling in for Joe and Neil, Obi and Adara. So Adara with Sharif on the midday show. You don't have to do anything. It should flip over. If it doesn't, man, go find it on our page. It's the midday show. I'm going to try to head to the gym, man. I mean, Sharif has now motivated me. I brought this stuff in. I was always going anyways, but I was a little bit questioning the weather.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll get there. I got the boots going on there, and we'll put those on. And here comes silver. Right back to flat again, Obi. So let's see what winds up happening with silver. Ciao for now. It's Sean. That's Obi. Midday show is on right now.